revelation that he received would have made it into the Quran.
I mean, I don't think it was necessary. You know what I mean? Like God doesn't have to put every single word that Muhammad spoke into the Quran.
Wait a
That's
minute.
not
Wait a minute.
necessary to
Wait a
prove
minute.
the
Wait a
Quran.
minute. So the stuff that
It's not
Muhammad revealed
necessary.
and told to recite, right? Revelation that.
What he was told to write, and what he was told to speak. Yeah, that's revelation. Where he wasn't directly told that by Angel Gabriel, then it's not a revelation.
What do you make the difference here? How
It's
do you
just
know?
common sense, bro. What do you
Okay,
mean?
common sense. So you basically you're able to make it up as you go. So whatever sounds good, I'm gonna say this is what the case is, and whatever doesn't make sense, I'm just gonna say this wasn't the case. So you don't have an answer for me, bro. You're just making it
That's
up as you
literally
go.
what you guys do. What do you
No,
mean?
no, that's
You're
no, no, that's
funny.
what you're doing. You're doing it right now, live in effect.
No,
You don't
that's
know the
literally
answers
what
to
y'all
it. You
do,
don't
though.
know the answers to it, so you're basically saying whatever didn't make it, and whatever made it, made it. That's what you're telling me right now. You don't have no proof of what you're talking about. You're just
Look.
talking.
Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he could have said a lot of things that he's seen and heard that didn't make it into the Quran. That doesn't disprove the Quran. Like, what are you saying right now?
So if Muhammad details what's going to happen at the end times, is that not a revelation?
It's not a revelation. It's him
So telling
giving
you,
us a
so
warning.
Muhammad the prophet telling
It's
you what's going
him
to happen.
providing his ummah information.
So Muhammad the prophet detailing to you what's going to happen in the future is not a prophecy.
And that's directly in the Quran. So what are you talking about?
No, but there's more detail about other things outside of your Quran.
Okay.
You have Sahih Hadith where he's literally telling you about the future.
Okay. What's the problem with that?
But you're saying it's not revelation.
No, I
You're
already
saying
agree.
a prophecy about the future.
I already agreed with you that there can't be revelation in Hadith. You're right. I already agreed with you
Uh,
on that.
so how
So
do you know
what are you saying?
how do you know that
That
wasn't supposed to
doesn't
make it into the
disprove the
Quran?
Quran, is what I'm
How
saying.
do you know that wasn't supposed to make it into the Quran?
Because it's not in the Quran. It's
That's not a
pretty
what?
self-explanatory. I mean,
How do you know it's not a
come on,
car?
bro.
How do you know it's
Come
not a
on,
car? How
bro.
do you know it's not a car? Because it's not a car.
That's not the same thing at
That
all.
is. That's what you get out of
So
here,
is
bro.
everything Jesus spoke in the
Get out of
Bible?
here, bro. Get out of
Is
here, bro.
every word Jesus?
Get out of here, bro. Gave him verbatim what he was doing, and he says, "That's not what I'm doing." That is what you just did. How do you know it's not supposed to be in the Quran? Because it's not in the Quran. What? That's exactly what you're doing.
Crazy work, bro. Crazy work.
Hello.
Hello, Uber.
Hi. Oh, hi. Hi. What's your name?
They call me Word.
They called you Word. Okay. My actual name is Muhammadan Hassan, and I'm East African. And I actually believe in both Jesus and yeah, I'm the people of the books.
You believe in Jesus?
I cannot be Muslim without believing Jesus. You didn't know that fact?
What Jesus? What do you know about
Jesus, the
Jesus? What do
son
you know
of
about Jesus?
Maryam, Isa bin Maryam. Jesus, by the way, was not even his name. Jesus, the word Jesus means the anointed one. In my language, he is called Isaiah, which means also the anointed one. In Arabic, it's Isa.
No,
And
Arabic is not Isa. His
it
name is
is
Yesu.
Isa.
His name is Yesu in Arabic.
No, Yeshua is in
No,
Hebrew,
Yesu.
not in Arabic. I've
Yesu
read the
is
Quran. You know
Arabic.
that I'm Muslim. I read the Quran.
I don't
His
care
name
what.
is
I
not
don't care that
Yeshua.
I don't care that you're Muslim and you read the Quran. But in Arabic, Yeshua translate into Yesu,
Okay.
not Isa.
Again, his name in the Quran is Isa
What do you know
bin
about him? What do
Maryam
you know about him?
bin
What do
Isa.
the Quran say about him?
I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so it's Isa bin Maryam. which means Isa, son of Maryam.
What was he born
Mary.
at?
He was born in Palestine, the
How do you
land
know
between
that?
Palestine and Syria.
How do you know that?
It's in the books,
What book?
the holy books.
Which one?
Pick one.
No, you're a Muslim. You follow the
No,
Quran.
I mean, are you going to be like rude about this?
I'm
or are
not
we
being
gonna have
rude.
a
I'm just
serious
asking you, what do you
conversation?
know about him?
Okay, so I
So
do
which
know
book?
that
Which book?
all of
I can see we're not gonna get nowhere with her. I guess she got a call. Let's see what book she says it comes. It says he was born in Palestine. Ube, if you off the screen and you're talking, I can't hear you. You have to come back to the screen.
how can you not hear me?
It mutes your mic.
Can you hear me?
Now I can, since you came back to the app. But once you leave the app, I can't hear you.
Oh, okay.
Right. So what
Sorry,
book?
I was
What?
actually texting my mom who's not well at the moment, but okay.
Well, I hope she feels better. By the grace of Lord and Savior Jesus Christ can heal her.
Can I say something?
Thank you.
Hold on, Shakita.
So, yeah, word. So you were trying to correct a Muslim sister right now,
How you
and
doing?
you
Are
were
you
saying
okay?
that
How you
Isa
doing?
alayhi salam, his
I,
name is not Jesus.
I didn't say
You
that.
said his name is something else.
I didn't say his name
Yeah,
was
no.
not
Can you tell
Jesus.
me?
What I said
You're
was,
listening too hard. I
okay,
didn't
what
say
we
his
have
name
to
was not
understand
Jesus.
is languages. No, but brother, you have to understand languages. Okay,
I
is a
know.
common, basic common sense.
Okay, Uber.
Different languages. I speak Somali, Norwegian, and we have a common language, which is English, that we're communicating right now. But if I would say his name in Norwegian or Somali, it's different.
Okay, and I know.
Understand that?
Isa, I know.
Okay.
And Isa
So
is not
Isa,
Yeshua.
meaning Maryam,
Hold
means
on, Uber.
and that
Hold
is
on,
that
Uber.
is a name.
Sister,
But that
hold
okay.
on.
Yes, brother. Okay. Okay.
Isa is not his name, Yeshua, in Arabic. It's Yasu.
Yeshua is not Arabic.
I know. If you
Actually,
translating it from the Hebrew, Yeshua, into
yeah,
Arabic,
but
it's Yeshua. It's not Isa.
no, it's not Arabic.
How many Arabic speakers do we have in the
It's
chat?
Hebrew.
How many
Hebrew and
Arabic speakers do
Arabic.
we have in the chat? How do you say
Okay,
Yeshua
listen.
from the
Hebrew
Hebrew?
and Arabic is two
Are you
different
Arab?
things. Are you okay, sir?
We're talking about
He's
what?
over here
Hold
trying
on,
to claim
hold
stuff. He
on,
doesn't
hold
even know
on,
what
hold
he's
on.
talking about.
Okay.
He
What is
doesn't
the
really know
Quran
what he's
written
talking
in?
about.
What language is the Quran written in?
We're not
It's
talking
in
about the Quran.
Arabic.
We're talking
Okay,
about the
it's
name
written
of
in Arabic.
Jesus.
Okay, it's written in Arabic. So if you're going to take the name
Yes.
of Jesus from
In
Hebrew
Arabic,
and write it and
Isa.
translate it to Arabic, what is it?
In Arabic, it's Isa.
No, it's
In
not. No, it's
Judaism,
not.
in Hebrew, is Yeshua.
It's not Isa.
Yes, in Christianity is Jesus, and
Isa.
all
Can
of
you let
them,
me
if
speak
you
real quick, sister?
translate them, it means
Let
the
me speak to him
anointed
real quick.
one. That is the meaning of all of these names. Different names. At the end of the day, they
Okay,
all
I'm just going to
translate
mute you
to the
because you don't know what you're talking about. Go ahead, Shakira.
Okay. So can you show me where in Arabic his name is not Isa? How do you know that his name is not Isa translated in Arabic?
Have you ever read
Isa
an
means
Arabic Bible?
Miriam.
Have you
No, I
ever
have
read an
not.
Arabic Bible?
Yeah, and in fact, they called God Allah.
I'm not talking about God. I'm talking about Yeshua,
Yes,
Jesus.
they call him Isa.
No, not Arabic Christians. They don't.
Okay. And what about the Arabic Quran?
That's what I'm telling you. It gets the name wrong.
Okay. Well, just don't focus on the name. How about we focus on the meaning of the
Okay,
name?
y'all don't know what his name is. You get the name wrong in Arabic.
No,
It's
what does
not. It's not. His
Jesus
name is
mean?
not Isa in Arabic, so the Quran gets that wrong. Where was he born? You
Okay.
never told me where was he born, Uba.
Okay. He was born in Bethlehem.
How do you know that?
I know that because it's literally where Maryam gave birth to
How do
him.
you know that?
How do you know where
How do
he's
you
from?
know?
I know that because my history doesn't lie to me and I'm not
What
whitewashed.
history are you using?
Oh, the history, which is literally my bloodline, is do you have a
What
Middle Eastern
history? What
bloodline?
history? What history are you using?
My bloodline,
That's not,
my
bro.
ancestors.
What?
Are
So
you Middle
so you
Eastern by
so
blood?
hold on, Uba. So your
Are you
bloodline told
African
you
or Middle
your
Eastern? I am
bloodline
both.
told you where Isa was born, or did you read that from a text?
Oh, I know. I didn't have to read it from a text. It's in my blood. I am
Oh
half Middle Eastern,
man,
half African.
it don't matter. Just leave. Can't have a conversation with nobody like that.
All right. Well, besides what his name is, what else do you guys have to say against it?
I'm asking where was he born?
All right. Doesn't matter where he's born. Right now, you
Yeah,
guys are, the caption says Islam is untrustworthy, right?
Shakira.
So
I'm
please
proving
prove
it.
to me
I'm
how that
proving it.
is.
I'm proving it right now
With what?
with these questions I'm asking you about Jesus.
With where he's born? How
Yeah,
does that make sense?
because Shakira.
Where were you
Hold
born?
on, hold
Does
on.
that matter?
Shakira, hold on. Yes, if it matters, it does matter. Because
No,
if
it
someone, if
doesn't.
hold on, Shakira, if I say, oh, I know you, Shakira, you used to live in Chicago down the street on Elm Street in the blue house. Have you ever lived in Chicago on Elm Street in the blue house?
What does that have to do with anything? I'm still not
Because
making
you can
sense.
know if I'm talking about the right person by identifying the where they lived, where they come from, their lineage, all of this. If I get something wrong about that person, I'm not talking about the same person.
All right. So let's drop the fact about Isa alayhi salam with Jesus, okay?
No, why
Because
we
we
gotta
do believe
now we
we
gotta drop
believe
it?
with on him and all the other prophecies,
Why we
okay?
gotta drop
But
it?
let me, because I'm trying to get straight with
No,
the
I'm trying to show
Quran,
you that your
Islam. You trying
Quran.
to make,
Oh, hold on, Shakira, so I can demonstrate what I'm doing. Trying to show you that your Quran is historically wrong about Jesus. It doesn't say any, you don't know nothing about Jesus unless you go back to the previous scriptures. This is the only way you know anything about Jesus. 90% of what you know about Jesus, you get it from the previous scriptures. But when we ask Muslims, what about the previous scriptures? You say they're corrupt, that they're not authoritative on me. I don't need them.
so we do believe in four other books besides the Quran, but those are the books that came directly to the prophets, and it was not touched by men.
Do we have those
Okay,
books today?
so the Bible that you guys go by now, it is so altered in so many ways. It contradicts
Okay.
itself
Okay.
in the same book.
Okay, Shakira, for the sake of argument, I'm going to say that our Bible is corrupt, has been altered. All of that you just said is I got you. For the sake of this argument, I'm with you. Now, how would you prove your religion was to come and was to prophesize outside of using your book or your hadiths?
Outside of it, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know how I would do that, because that's the last book, that the final
Oh,
book that was sent
exactly.
down by
Exactly.
Allah,
Did Islam start
and
with
all the
Muhammad?
books,
Hold on, Shakira.
and all the books.
Okay, Shakira.
Hold
Did
on. Let me
Islam
speak. I
start
let you
with
speak.
Muhammad?
Let me explain something. So all the books, they give us one direction to believe in Allah. Okay, so before Islam, before Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, it wasn't a religion that
But you
was
just said they
labeled.
was corrupted, so how do you even know that?
No, see, you're, no, don't twist my words. Listen, the books that have been touched by men, those are corrupt, okay? Those religions that follow one God without bringing association to God, that is the
So how
true
do you know the
religion. You could
previous?
be
How do you know the
Christian,
previous
you
book
could be
said
Jew.
believe? How do you know the previous book said believe in one God? Then, if they was corrupted.
The original books, like I mentioned before, that we believe in the Torah, we believe in the gospel, we believe in I can't think of the other two. We believe in those 4 original books. I have to pull it up.
Yeah. How do you know the Torah said believe in one God?
What do you mean? How to? All of the books have one practice, and it was for that time being. But the Quran is for that
I'm gonna
time
ask it
and
one more time.
ongoing.
I'm gonna ask it one more time, and then I'm gonna pass it back to Word. How do you know? You can make a claim about a book, but if you can't go to the book and read it and show us a verse, you're just talking. How do you know that these previous books said that?
Okay, you want to speak with a scholar? Put a scholar on, because I have not researched all those books,
Okay,
but I
so
have
I
done
don't. Okay, so I don't
studies.
want to hear you say that you know that the previous books claim this because you don't know.
No, but okay, have you read the previous books? Tell me that.
Yeah.
No, right?
Yeah.
No, which books? The man-made ones or the original ones?
Which? How do you know which one
Now,
is man made and which one is
now she's trying
original?
to divert and now she's trying to divert around because she don't know nothing.
How do
If
you
you
know
don't
which
know,
one is man
if
made and which one is original?
right, if you don't know what book you talking about, now you want to ask if we know what book we talking about. Just admit
All
you
right,
don't know
show.
nothing. Man, we can talk.
All right. So tell me, where in the Quran is there some contradiction that's in your mind?
Dang, you just hopping around.
You jumping. You
But
don't know how to stay on topic,
but
man.
let's see if she know this. Can you go to 478 and 479?
In what book?
He's taking my children.
YOLO. YOLO. Yo.
She said, "Show me a contradiction in the Quran." He said, "Go to 478." She said, "In what book?"
Yo, can I ask something? Hello?
Hold on, we're dealing with Shakira. Hold on.
All right.
Word, you about to give her a contradiction?
Yeah, if she go to the verse.
Apparently, she don't know what book she's
Hold
supposed to
on.
be looking at now.
Well, I'm on my phone, so I'm trying to pull it up, but it takes me out of TikTok.
Well, you asked for a Quran contradiction. He gave you a verse, and now you're asking in what book?
Tell me what verse?
What was the verse again? Word was he said 478?
478.
Chapter 4, verse 78.
Okay, let me pull that up.
Oh,
We
hold on. I might got the
believe.
wrong verse. Hold on. Let me double check that.
We believe. That's all. That's all Muslims come up here and tell it. We believe. We
Alhamdulillah, we don't need to
believe.
see God to believe him.
Do you
So
need
I
to
have
see the Injil to believe in
478
it?
up here. So what's the contradiction about this?
I don't think he said that's the verse. I think he's getting
Hold
another
on.
one.
Let me check and make sure that's good. Hold on.
We believe. Whenever you can't prove nothing that Islam talking about, just say you believe, Yeah,
It's
apparently that's
it's
supposed to
interesting
work.
because he can't find a contradiction. I know. I'll be waiting.
No, he can find it. He just probably don't remember the verse correctly.
Hmm.
Just make sure you understand how to stay on topic when he give it to you. That's because we got here because of you. We wasn't talking about contradictions. You asked for it, so when you get it, don't jump.
Yeah, it's 478.
Okay,
I was just
and what
making
does it
sure.
say?
It says,
You want to
wherever
read
you
it?
may be, death will overcome you, even if it was fortified towers. When something good befalls them, they say, this is from Allah. But when something evil befalls them, they say, this is from you. Say, O prophet, both have been destined by Allah. So both, if something good and bad happen to you, they're both destined by Allah, correct? And it says, so what is the matter with these people? They can hardly comprehend anything, correct?
Okay.
Okay, now read 479. 479 says, whatever good befalls you is from Allah, and whatever evil befalls you is from yourself. We have sent you, O prophet, as a messenger to all people, and Allah is sufficient. But hold up. Before in 478, it says, whatever evil and good comes from Allah. It contradicts itself in back-to-back verses.
Alhamdulillah.
479 says, whatever good befalls you is from Allah, but whatever evil befalls you is from yourself. That's a contradiction.
Okay. I'm reading that right here. Yeah, he says, it says, this is from, okay, let me read it back in the version I have. It says, wherever ye are, death will find you out, even if ye are in the towers built up strong and high. If some good befalls them, they say this is from Allah. But if evil, they say this is from thee. The prophets say all things are from Allah. But what hath come to the people that they fail to understand a single fact?
Right. So Allah is saying,
Whatever
don't they
good,
understand this? Well, if there's something's good and something evil come from, it's from me. I'm doing this. But then read
no,
479.
not evil. Not evil. So how can God be evil? So do you not
I'm
believe
just
in
saying,
God?
I'm just reading what the verse says.
Okay. This is very how should I say, high literacy vocabulary beyond your and my understanding.
Oh
Okay.
my
This is
gosh. This is clear as day. In 479, it says,
It's
whatever
too
good
deep,
befalls
word.
you
It's too
is from,
deep.
yeah, this is crazy. Whatever good befalls you is from Allah, and what evil befalls you is from yourself. No, that's what the previous verse says. Whatever good and evil befall them, it is from Allah. All is from Allah. And don't they understand this?
Too deep,
so
man.
nothing
You
happens
you don't
without
get it.
God's permission.
Okay,
Okay.
but in 479,
So
who does it say
Satan
the
is in
evil
this
befalls them
world.
from?
So Satan is in this world. God gives us the will. We have the will to do good and do bad. So God gives us that free will, but without God's permission, obviously we can't do much, right? So with that evil that we do, that's also from Allah, because He permits us to do our actions, and we will face consequences based on those actions.
That's not what 479 says. 479 says, whatever good befalls you is from Allah, and whatever evil befalls you is from yourself.
Exactly.
Exactly. But
But without,
478 says,
but Allah
whatever.
allows what did I just
No,
explain to
no,
you?
no.
But God, He allows this life to go on. People, they get murdered, they do robbery, they do
Can
etc.
you say
etc.
not
Doesn't
say
mean that
murder,
God
please? That
does
might
it.
get the live flagged.
Okay, gotcha. God, He allows the people to go based off their own
Thank
actions because
you,
they will be
Blackheart, for the
consequences.
super
So
chat.
we have a free will to
May the
do
Lord
what we
bless this live
want.
session. I
That is
appreciate you,
in
sister.
His
God
will.
bless you.
Yo, my phone's gonna die. Like it's at 3%. So can I just say what I want to say quickly and then get this done with? It's real quick. It's a couple questions and I'm done.
No, man, we
That's up to the
dealing
host.
with we dealing with secure right now, man. If you ain't got enough time to kick back,
Nah, I'll chill. I'll charge my phone.
Yeah, grab your charger, bro. So you see that contradiction, Shakira?
Really a contradiction. It's more of the way it's the vocabulary that is worded. I'm understanding what it is because without God, nothing can happen. I can't put a glass to my right side if that's not with God's will.
So
But
you
he
so
gives
your
me
free
that
will is
permission.
limited.
But he gives me the permission to have a free will. So if I want to put it
No.
on my right side, I will. So
No.
that's the meaning of
You
that.
just said you can't do it if Allah didn't will it.
Exactly.
Okay, so if you wanted
So
to put
he
it
gives
over
us
there
that
and
free
Allah
will.
didn't will it, then you wouldn't be able to do it.
It's all about free will.
Oh man, she's going into bot mode. Sister, 478 and 479 is a clear contradiction.
Okay. Is there anything else besides that?
You told me to find one.
Okay, besides that contradiction.
Oh,
Okay, let's say
besides that contradiction.
give me another one.
Give me another one. If I bring another one. No,
So
bring me another
if we bring
one. Bring you
if
four
we bring
more.
you-
No, you got to bring me
Right.
5 before I believe it.
If we bring you another one, are you gonna denounce Islam?
am I gonna what?
If we bring you another contradiction, will you denounce Islam? Because that's supposed to make Islam false, right? Contradictions.
Oh no. I'd rather die.
So
and
why are you
believe that
asking for
Islam-
contradictions, though? Why are you asking for them if it doesn't matter?
Because
You're
I'm
just
trying to
wasting our
explain
time.
to you. I just explained to you and you're rejecting it.
No. See, you just answered something that I didn't ask you. I don't know how you just did that. I just said,
This is
will
crazy, y'all.
you
Bring me another one.
denounce Islam
Never.
if we give you another
Never.
one? Right? Okay, so I said, why did you ask for contradictions then?
Because there is no contradiction, sir.
Yeah, so if there is one that makes Islam false, right?
No, there is no contradiction. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, but if your Quran had contradictions, your religion would be false, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so he just gave you one, you didn't have an answer for it, and you said give you another one.
No, I answered it. I didn't have no words for that. I did answer that. 'Cause
Okay,
you
so
guys
you
are
did.
the whole
So
thing
well,
on
you
this
said
live,
no,
right?
you didn't. You didn't have
You
any
guys are
words
trying
for
to
it. You
prove
said
that
give you
Islam is
another one.
not true. That's what I'm trying to get at. So
No,
that's
you
what
failed.
I'm trying to do.
No,
I'm
you
trying
failed to
figure out
justify
where
it,
is
so
that
you
it's
just
not
said
true.
you tried to well, you're the one who asked for contradictions. Now you're trying to jump to something else. I told you if we
No,
go to
not
contradictions,
necessarily.
you got to stay on topic.
That's why I don't even bother with contradictions half the time, because they're not gonna accept it. No, we can bring you 1,000 of them. You still gonna be like, well, there's an
But
explanation
there's
for
not
this one.
1,000.
I'm just saying, if I could, you would be like, well, just that's not an explanation. Well, you don't know. You're just
Okay.
not rightly
So-
guided by Allah. You're a disbeliever. No, man, it's a waste of time. It's literally a waste of time, because y'all not gonna accept it even if we bring them.
Okay, so let's say I'm accepting this contradiction you're facing. So you're just gonna stay on this subject the whole thing? Because I know you guys said that I'm bouncing around.
You're the one
subjects.
who brought it up. What do you mean we're gonna stay on this subject the whole time? You brought it up.
Well, if I brought up another thing, right, you guys would tell me that I'm bouncing around now.
No, you don't even. This is crazy. This is crazy.
There's many signs in the Quran that signify.
This is what's happening here. You asked for a contradiction. He brought it to you. You just basically denied it. You didn't even really try to go into it like that. You denied it. You tried to have some base response. You did respond to it, I'll give you that. But it was a base response and it made no sense in accordance with the actual contradiction itself. And then you said, all right, well, give me another one. Is this the only one you have? So now you're trying to say, well, look, this is one. It doesn't really work well for you. So give you another one. And we're saying if we give you another one and we show that it's a contradiction is Islam false? At first you said no because you just don't want to admit Islam has contradictions, but you didn't understand the you didn't even understand the question. The question was if, and then you eventually said yes, and now you're trying to jump to another subject. So if we're
See,
going to
that's
talk about
exactly what.
contradictions,
See, I'm trying to jump to another subject. Okay, go ahead.
yes, because I'm asked. So I'm. This is what I'm asking you not to do. If you are gonna keep asking questions, if you're gonna say, "Hey, give me another contradiction," what we're trying to do now is not waste our time and give you another one that you're just gonna reject with no real solid answer. That's the point. So if we give you another one, are you gonna stick on it for a long period of time to where we can hash out whether it actually is a contradiction or not? Because you didn't spend that much time on this last one that he just gave you.
So in order for us to proceed, you want me to say that it's not contradicting? I mean, that you want me to say it's contradicting?
We will want you to give an adequate answer.
But I just explained myself like 5 minutes ago.
Yes, but it wasn't an adequate answer, and he tried to go into why it wasn't, and you just started repeating yourself. You were stuck.
Not necessarily stuck. It's just it's
Yeah,
not
you are
easy
stuck
to
when
explain some stuff.
you're stuck when you start repeating yourself. So if you make a claim, and he builds on your claim, meaning he's not repeating himself, and you say the same thing again, now you are the one repeating yourself. That's
Okay,
that's the point. He's trying to
okay.
build based off the stuff you said on that verse, and you just basically said, "Whatever, give me another one."
All right. So see, this is what you are focusing on that now. You just trying to make that an excuse to try to attack me with it.
Bro, we
Now, if
can
I try to
change
ask
the
you something
topic. I'm
else, you're
not
gonna
even
say I'm
tripping.
changing the subject.
Because
So
I just
I'm
know,
confused on what this debate is for on the
Well, let's just
live.
give her the easiest one. Let's just give her one more easiest one. Does your Quran claim that its verses are clear and perfectly explained in detail?
I believe it does indicate that.
It does. There is a verse in there. Okay, so now can you read chapter 3, verses 7? Read chapter 3, verses 7 in the Quran for me.
do she have a Quran or do she have to go offline or what?
No, I'm using it through my app, so it's a little difficult to scroll.
Okay.
But I'm here 3-7.
Okay, now go ahead and read it.
Okay. Go turn on the TV. He it is who has sent down to thee the book. In it are verses basic or fundamental of establishing meaning. There are the foundation of the book. Others are allegoric. I can't even say that.
Allegoric.
Allegoric. But those in whose hearts is perversity follow the part thereof that is
Allegoric. I don't know what
allegoric,
translation she has.
Yeah, allegorical.
seeking discord and searching for its hidden meaning. But no one knows its hidden meaning except Allah. And those who are firmly grounded in knowledge say, "We believe in the book and the whole of its from our Lord." And none will grasp the message except men of understanding.
Okay. So is that not a contradiction?
Where was the contradiction?
So it said your Quran says that it is a book where its verses are well perfected and fully explained. In there in chapter 3, it says, yeah, some of these verses are clear and some of them are not. And the ones who look for the ones that aren't clear are the deviant ones, but the ones with knowledge just say it's all from Allah, we believe.
No.
Yeah, that's what
So
what do you mean?
this
No, that's what your Quran says.
So by this is because there's two type. There's either a believer or a non-believer, right? The non-believer, when they see the Quran, when they read it, automatically their heart rejects it, so it doesn't make of understanding to them. Like they think that there's a contradiction, like you're explaining. when someone is a believer,
No, your
they don't
Quran is
have to
telling
be.
you the verse. You don't know what allegorical means. Give me a minute. Go look up allegorical really quick because you don't know what that means. Look up allegorical, and then you can have the discussion because it's telling you some verses are clear and some verses are unclear. And I'm going to give you 3 verses in the Quran where your Quran claims to be a clear book. So just look up allegorical. Once you find out what that means, then we can continue to have a conversation.
Okay.
Yeah. So you got it?
Okay.
Yeah, so you see what allegorical means, right? Just tell me what it means so I know you're looking at the right definition.
Something that could be interpreted with a hidden message.
Yeah, so some of the translations say elusive, allegorical. It basically means that it's unclear. That's what allegorical means. Something that's unclear. So your Quran is telling you, yeah, there are verses that are clear and there are verses that are unclear. But when we go into the Quran, chapter 15, verses 1, it says, these are the verses of the book, the clear Quran. Chapter 36, verses 69. We have not taught him poetry, nor it is fitting for him. This book is only a reminder and a clear Quran. Chapter 27, verses 1. These are the verses of the Quran, the clear book. As we so revealed this as clear verses. That's chapter 22, 16. When our clear revelations are recited to them, those who do not accept to meet us say, bring us a different Quran. Chapter 43, verses 2, by the clear book. So you have a multitude of verses in your Quran that is telling you, hey, this is a clear book. These verses are clear. You even have one that says the verses are revealed and perfectly explained. But yet you get to chapter 3, verses 7. Oh, wait. Never mind. Some are clear and some are unclear. My bad. I forgot to mention.
Okay, so the allegory doesn't necessarily mean unclear. I don't know where you got that from. I may not be, a professor in English, but that's not what it means, definitely. So you're trying to make stuff up at this point, trying to say that
No,
it says that it's not clear, and then
oh my
it's saying it's
gosh.
clear. That doesn't make sense.
This is literally what your Quran is saying. Hold on, I don't understand how you don't get it. Let's go to another translation of 3:7, so you don't get hung up on that. Because if you look up the definition of allegorical, you can clearly understand what it's telling you. I don't have time to have a definition battle with you. Anybody who knows their words, they know what allegorical means. All right. So here we have a better translation here. It says, he is the one who has revealed to you the book of which some verses are precise. They are the foundation of the book, while others are elusive. So what does it mean when they say some other verses are elusive?
Where are you pulling this from?
This is chapter 3, verses 7. This is just
No,
another translation.
But where did you pull that from? Because that's not from the Quran.
This is the Quran. I'm reading chapter 3, verses 7.
Off Google?
Off Quran.com.
Okay.
Why do you guys these baseless invalidation tactics are terrible. You guys gotta stop, man. You guys gotta stop with this. Whoever taught you these tactics to invalidate something
you know how
is
many
terrible.
people who can edit those stuff? And who even uploaded
So,
that in
oh,
the
so
first
now
place?
it's edited. Okay, so now it's edited. So now you don't really care what I'm saying because if it makes your Quran look bad, you're gonna find
No,
another
it has
tactic
to
to
be based
invalidate.
off the real Quran, not just off the website.
Okay, fine. So so let me guess. You're reading off of a
Because
book.
the loose that which you just
When you read
indicated,
chapter 3, verses 7, did you read a book or did you read it from online?
I'm reading it off an official app,
Okay, and what is that?
Muslim Pro.
Okay, Muslim Pro. Cool. So go down to that verse, and what is this? It says, "But none grasp their full meaning except Allah." Does your Quran say that? None grasp their full meaning except Allah.
It says, "And none will grasp the message except men of understanding."
No, no, no. Read before that. Read the before that.
You can all
I don't see
you can
where it
take her
says
to
that.
Surah 11:1, 6:114, 41:3.
No, but I want to get her to understand 3:7 literally says that the elusive verses, the allegorical verses, the meaning, only Allah knows it. Do me a favor, just read chapter 3, verses 7 again. Just read it over. Because this is starting to get redundant and
So
kind of embarrassing.
there is a few, like a sentence in the beginning of a few verses, like
Just do me a
Alif
favor.
Lam Mim.
Just read
That
it over. No,
yes,
because now you're trying to fake understand what I'm saying. No, just read chapter
no.
3, verses 7 over. Yeah, because you're trying to explain stuff now. I don't need you to explain to me what's elusive and what's not understood and what's not clear. Because just a minute ago you were acting like you didn't understand what we're talking about. Just read chapter 3, verses 7. We don't need to know about Alif Lameen. We don't need to know about that. What does the Quran say? Just read chapter 7 again. I mean, verse 7 again, please.
I read it.
I'm asking you to read it again, chapter 3, verses 7. Because in that verse, it says, none grasp the full meaning except Allah. And then it says, as those well-grounded in knowledge, they say we believe in this Quran. So it's not saying those well-grounded in knowledge know the meaning. It says those with knowledge, well-grounded in knowledge, will just say it's all from Allah.
So that version you're reading is not matching with what I have.
So read it. That's what I'm saying. Read the whole verse. Read verse 7 again. Why are you not reading it?
I just did.
All right. Are you okay upstairs? You okay mentally?
I told you she's just gonna deny it, man. No matter what we
Yeah, she's just
bring,
playing dumb
that's why I
now.
don't do the contradiction thing.
Yeah, she's just playing dumb.
They
now,
all
bro.
do
This
the
is
same
this
thing,
this
bro.
this is what they do. Now you starting to play dumb. Read it out loud, Shakira. We want to hear you read it like you read it the first time, out loud.
You want me to read it out loud? He it is who sent down to thee the book. In it are verses basic or fundamental of
Now
establishing
you're reading
meaning.
another. Hold on. Now you
That's the
okay?
same one I
Okay,
just
keep
read.
going. All right, go, kid. Keep going. Go ahead.
What do you want?
Just keep going. Go ahead. You got to keep reading.
Hold on, go watch TV in the other room. They are the foundation of the book. Others are allegoric, but those in whose hearts are perversity follow the part thereof that is allegoric, seeking discord and searching for its hidden meaning, but no one knows its hidden meaning except Allah.
Right
And
there.
those who are
Boom. Hold
firmly
on. Right there. No one knows the meaning, the hidden meaning of the verse except for who? Except for
Allah
who?
subhanahu wa ta'ala.
God.
Come on, Shakir, you just read it. No one knows the meaning except for who?
God. Allah.
Okay, thank you. But I thought the Quran was clear. And the verses are well perfected and explained in detail. How is the Quran clear if you have verses in there that only Allah knows the meaning to?
I've
Right?
read the Quran about maybe 2 or 3 times. Besides some of these big ass words that I have no knowledge of, it's pretty clear as far as how we should be living our life. There's nothing
But your Quran doesn't say
rocket
that.
science.
Yeah, but your Quran doesn't say that. Your Quran says the book is clear. It says the verses are clear. It says the verses are revealed, perfected, and explained in detail. But yet, you literally have a verse in your Quran that literally says, "Oh, it's clear and unclear at the same time." Because a verse that you don't know the meaning to is not clear to you. It will never be clear to you because only Allah knows the true meaning. So how in the world is it a clear book?
And can we make something clear that we're not here to get a gotcha moment or nothing like that? We're just trying to make y'all think about what the Quran is saying and be honest with the
No, I
text.
know.
If you be honest with the Quran, eventually you'll leave it.
Is she done? Can I go up now, or
Are you a Muslim, Cole?
I am?
We might be almost done, man. Because I just want to see what she say about this.
Almost done with her or the lie?
I mean, anybody, no, with her.
Okay.
Anybody that's honest would say the book is not clear because you have clear and unclear verses in it according to what Allah is saying. So why is he revealing verses saying clear Quran? Verses are clear. This book is only a reminder in a clear Quran when our clear revelations are recited to them. Why would he say that over and over and over again? These are 4 verses right here. Chapter 43, verses 2, like I said, says the clear book. $29.49. This Quran is clear revelation.
So is this just a one-on-one debate?
All right, Zakir, thank you. Thanks for coming. I'll see you never.
Yo,
What's up, Cole?
what's up? So I just came on here because I want to ask y'all just some questions, and hopefully I get some answers. Okay?
That's what we're doing, man.
Yeah, and I respect Christians. You know, I have friends that are Christians. I respect Christianity, and hopefully you respect my religion. But I'm just gonna try to speak on some questions. Hopefully y'all answer. All right? So the first thing
I just said we're asking the questions here, man.
No, I just want to understand like what you think. Like, is Jesus your Lord?
Are you trolling?
No, I want to know, is Jesus your God? Do you believe Jesus?
How old are you?
What?
How old are you?
19.
Where are you from?
Cali.
When did you convert to Islam?
I never converted. I was born Muslim.
You were born Muslim to a Muslim family?
Yep.
Okay.
But
Did you understand anything that I just? Did you understand anything I just said to you right now?
What? You asked me where I'm from. You asked me how old am I?
Right. And what did I tell you before this?
I mean, like, I'm not trying to know. Like, your God prayed to other gods. That's what I'm trying to tell you. In your Bible, God.
You waited that long for that?
This live stream isn't for that right now. We're not talking.
I know,
because
because you know it's false. Your religion's false. Your Jesus prays to other gods.
We're discussing Islam.
Your
right
Jesus prayed to a
He's
God.
manifesting.
So you don't want to do. Look at how fast you
manifesting
right now.
You could drag in dumb people that aren't really knowledgeable, but the knowledgeable
So show us you're knowledgeable.
If you're knowledgeable, then be knowledgeable in Islam. We're talking about Islam, not Christianity.
That's
what we're doing today.
Religion, so I want to know what you like, because it's always confusion with the Christians.
If we're attacking the religion, if we're attacking the religion, and you just said the people that we had up are dumb, then if you are one of the smart ones, then maybe you should defend it without leaving the stage dead air from a dumb person that was just on stage.
Okay,
Wouldn't
but
that be the smartest
why are
thing
you
to do
nervous
to
about
clear up
talking about
what?
this topic quickly? If you're proud,
No
if you're
one's
like
nervous. Who
with your
said we were
religion, you're gonna
nervous?
talk about it manly, right?
No one's nervous. We talk about it all the time.
So talk, is Jesus your Lord? If he is, why does he worship other gods? Why did he
Okay,
pray
so
to another
obviously
god?
you lack respect, bro.
No, I
You don't
respect you, but you're gonna
the stage.
disconnect me because you know you can't respond back. Because there's nothing to say.
No,
God prays
we
to
can
another god.
respond back. We don't want to right now.
Because then there's nothing to say. What are you gonna say?
There
There's
is
two
nothing to
gods?
say. There
Because
is
you say
nothing
there's
to
one
say.
God when you believe in three gods.
There is
Jesus,
nothing to say.
God, the Holy
Disconnect
Spirit.
yourself,
Which one do you
man.
believe in?
Cole, you wasted your time, man.
Yeah, because you don't know.
Disconnect yourself. You're right, bro. You're right.
Just get out of here, bro.
You're right.
Get out of here.
We don't know, Cole. We don't. You're right, bro. Let's let him go off the live thinking that he was right. Cole, you're right, Cole. We're all scared of you. Me, Word, we're scared, bro. You came up with questions we don't have answers to.
The big bad Cole.
Whatever YouTube video you just got done watching, thinking you can come up here and divert the topic. You got it, man. You won, Cole. Thank you, bro. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go look into it right now and I'm gonna convert because I couldn't answer your question. Thanks, Cole.
Matter of fact, I think I just got shoe behind life.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I might convert after the live stream.
I'm about to convert.
You, Cole.
Just for Cole, I'm going to convert.
I appreciate it, Cole.
He got
that's
me,
how
bro.
it works in Islam, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello?
Disregard the topic. Talk about something else. And when they say they don't want to talk about that right now because it's not the topic, you won. That's how you win in Islam, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Cole. I'm gonna convert when I cut the live stream off. Matter of fact, DM me to teach me how to say my shahada, Cole. Thank you, bro.
Hello?
What's up, bros?
Man, what's going on, man? First off, I want to say, pleasure to be on your platform right now.
All right. You Muslim?
Yeah, alhamdulillah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So what was the question, though, that you were asked?
You talking to life. He talking to you, I think.
Somebody, you said y'all asked a question about something in regards to no one knows the hidden meanings behind the verse except Allah.
It's all good, guys. Don't worry. Cole, he 19. He probably just learned the Dawa script. He probably just got involved thinking he did something. We know the fresh Muslims that come up here and do that. He's one track minded. He can't defend his own religion. He thinks that that's a good argument.
But you know, in Deuteronomy, it say the same thing though, that no one knows the secret meanings behind so the secrets of this life except Allah. Except God. Yeah, the difference is that the Bible doesn't tell you that it is a clear book and all of its verses are clear and perfected in detail. Doesn't say that. Your Quran does. So your Quran shoots itself in the foot by talking too much. Well, maybe perhaps how can I put it? It is clear and concise in a lot of things. Just because you find, like, for example, I think it was what you was talking about pertaining to Alif Lam Mim. No. Dude, what do y'all be hearing? I'm only asking. This is my first time coming in. I only heard. I said I didn't. This is crazy. Calm down, brother. I'm good. I'm good. You know what I mean? Yeah, my first time on your platform, so I know. But you taking what she said and you asking like I'm literally like what you said. But you said like what you were saying with Alif Lam Mim, bro. I wasn't even talking about. She brought it up, not me. No, I'm saying I told her not to bring it up. Hold on, my brother. What I'm saying is I just came into your platform. So what I heard, I didn't hear the full context of what you were saying. So when I just said that just me saying... I mean, even if you heard a bit of what I said about Alif Lam Mim, you would know. No, I didn't, though. That's what I'm saying. I didn't, though. That's what I'm telling you. I didn't. Okay. So I'm just basing that off of just prior knowledge of what I know. Like, whenever it says something not clear. Well, your Quran says it's a clear book, man. It's either a clear book or it's partially clear. So what verses in the Quran are unclear? You tell me. Your Quran don't tell you that. So wait, so what we talking about there? Other than it's saying this, but it's clearly you telling you want me to find the unclear verses so you can deny it? You tell me. Not even deny it. I'm not gonna deny it. This is what you believe. Your Quran tell you that it's unclear verses in there. You tell me where they at.
This ain't the
The
first time when
hidden,
your God. This ain't the first time where your God mentioned something but didn't detail what he was talking about fully. So that's the point. Where are the unclear verses? You don't know.
but
You
I'm
don't
saying
know
though,
which ones are clear or elusive or not. That's the
nah, because
point.
everything clear is on my end on what I hear and what I see.
You say everything is clear, but your Quran says otherwise, bro.
It said you say hidden.
Yeah, if no one knows the meaning of the verse except Allah, it's not clear to you, bro.
It's hidden secret meanings.
That's what he said.
So if
That's what the
something is
verse
hidden,
said.
hold on, wait. So if something is hidden,
It's not
that means
clear.
that
If it's hidden
it's,
from you, the reader, it's not clear, bro. It ain't clear to you.
I'm saying no, but if it is clear and it says that this is a clear, concise book on what you should follow,
It
Why are you
literally
focused
says
on what?
some
Why
is
are you
clear
focused
and
on
some
what
not.
it's
hold on,
clear?
real quick.
Right.
Young man's
Why are
talking,
you
hold on.
focused on the? Why are you focused on the clear stuff and not what is unclear? The fact that it says that there are verses in there that are unclear, that's the point that we're talking about, bro.
But I'm
That's
saying
what we're
though,
talking
is
about.
I get that part. I get that. But I'm saying though, what is
That's the
the
only part that we're talking about because he says that it's a clear book and the verses are clear and it's a clear Quran and the verses are perfected and explained in detail. How is that
so,
the case when you have verses in there where only Allah knows the true meaning? That can't be.
but you saying hidden. If it's something hidden, that means that it was never revealed.
Did I say hidden verse?
Yeah, you said
I
hidden
didn't say a
meaning.
hidden verse.
You said hidden meaning.
Hidden meaning doesn't mean the verse doesn't exist. That means that you don't know what it means.
It means the meaning is hidden, which means that it wasn't
It doesn't
revealed.
mean the verse is
Exactly.
that, bro. What is wrong with you, bro? It
If
don't
the
mean the
meaning
verse.
is hidden, then it's unclear.
I'm not saying I'll get that part, but I'm saying though, if the meaning is hidden, that means whatever verse y'all talking about is in there is not in there.
No,
No,
bro.
that's not
What?
what that means, bro. The verse can
How do
be in
you know
there,
Wait,
it's
wait, wait. So
but the
you telling me
meaning
you want
of
me to
How
it
do
explain
you
is
the
know?
hidden.
How do
Quran
you
to
know
me?
it's not? The fact that you know it's unclear means it's in there, bro. You wouldn't even have nothing to talk about if it wasn't in there.
Okay, so but the fact that it says that this is a clear, concise book,
That's
because you
explained
can't
in
say one.
detail.
Wait, you can't say one without the other, bro. You can't say it's unclear and then it's saying it's clear. In order for something to be unclear, it has to be somewhat clear then, or clear.
What?
Bro,
For
what?
example, you can't.
In
Or
order
wait,
for
so
something to be unclear, it gotta
You
be
gotta be
clear.
clear.
What?
like for example, you can't go unless you like a green light, red light, yellow light. You can't stop unless you can go. You can't go unless you can stop. You can't have it just one way, bro.
The clear, unclear Quran. That's crazy.
Is the
Hold on,
Quran
hold on.
is the Quran a clear book?
Yeah, it's a clear book. Yeah, it's a
All
clear book,
right,
bro.
all right. Is it
We're gonna stick on
unclear?
that.
Is it
So
unclear
what?
too, though? But is it an unclear book as well?
I don't think I'm gonna say is you pull up the unclear verses that you see. Just because it says it's
Now
unclear,
he want me to tell him what the unclear verses.
because I said all the verses is clear.
Bro,
All right,
So
hey,
I'll
this
tell you. All
verse
right,
itself is
here,
unclear.
Okay. It says it was made to appear as if Jesus was being crucified, right? In 4157, right?
okay,
Okay, how did that happen?
that it was made to appear.
Yeah,
So
how is it?
you want to
How
know
was
the
it made
story
to
in
appear?
Islam, or you want
No, I want to clearly know because your verses are explained in
to?
detail.
Okay,
I want to clearly know what happened to Jesus.
okay.
Because
So it was said.
remember, this is a refutation.
Okay, so it was said that someone volunteered and it was made to appear
I would
that
like
this
for you to
man was
give me. I would
Jesus.
like for you to give me a Quran verse, sir, not
Oh, it doesn't
tafsir.
have a Quran verse.
Oh,
That's
okay.
good.
So you need outside explanation, right? That Muhammad didn't even say. You need somebody else. So you giving me somebody who wasn't a prophet to explain your Quran. So the
No,
Quran is clear, but it needs non-prophets outside of Muhammad to explain the verse.
no.
Okay, so can you explain
You
to me what happened to Jesus without using the tafsir?
the tafsir and basically like what the footnotes, the back notes, everything to explain this,
Yeah, because that's not Muhammad. That's not Muhammad speaking.
but it is.
No, the tafsir is Muhammad speaking.
I ain't gonna say it's top series of Muhammad speaking. It's what they heard Muhammad speak about or spoke
Where?
about.
Where? The tafsir about Jesus doesn't say they heard Muhammad say this.
But we all know that it's these tafsirs is what they heard the prophet himself say. Peace be upon him.
No, that's hadith, bro. It's not tafsir.
It's just, all right, bro.
Tafsirs is just explanations from scholars.
You gotta teach Muslims their own religion.
See, brother, you one step close away from accepting Islam. You already understand some things.
You trolling, bro. Get out of here.
Not
I'm out
trolling. I
here.
ain't trolling. I'm
Bring
not
somebody
trolling.
else up, man. This
That
dude
ain't. I ain't trolling. Oh, just because I said you one,
man.
just because I said you one step closer, because you know.
No, because you smiling,
That's giving you
bro.
that's giving you props.
You smiling because
I'm giving you your flowers. How you mad about that, bro?
If we know, if life knows so much and he's that close, why you think he haven't took his shahada yet? Then
that's between him and God. I don't know why.
that's because he know it's false, probably, right?
It's because it ain't clear.
It ain't clear.
One second. All right. So let me just ask you one question. Then whatever. So what is making you not go that far? Like, what is saying
this
is false?
right here? This right here.
This one of the reasons
Islam.
right here.
Okay.
Islam is false. The Quran don't
because it says the hidden verses. No one knows the meaning except Allah.
What's making me not come to Islam, bro, is the fact that it's false. It don't make no sense. And every time somebody try to refute Islam and show that Islam is not consistent, you guys all the natural response for Muslims is, oh, it's been changed. That's why.
What you mean?
If every response, if every response to history not agreeing with Islam is that history has been changed and corrupted, then that makes me believe Islam is false.
Oh, okay.
Every single thing ain't been changed and corrupted, bro. That's just a bold-faced lie.
If the Quran doesn't say it,
and then you don't have nothing to counter as well. So there isn't anything to counter either. It's, hey, this book says this, but when we go to history, we see them teaching and following something different. Their history was corrupted, but we don't have any evidence of our history back in this time either. So just believe what this book says, because we're saying their history was corrupted. It doesn't work like that, man. That's one of the main reasons why I believe Islam is false, because that's just too much of a convenient, deceptive answer for why they don't have any religious historical backing to the claims that they make.
But they do got historical backing.
Not for the Injil, not for the previous prophets, Jesus, Moses, not for them.
Okay. But the Bible does?
The Bible is the historical backing. That's part of it.
But we all know that those that have their hand in the scribe, even says it in y'all book, that those that have their hand in the scribe that change words in this, basically paraphrasing, gonna reap what they sow.
Yeah, and a couple chapters later, and a couple books later, they're literally reading the Torah. So where did that come from?
In which book? The Bible order?
The Bible. And a couple books later, they're literally reading the Torah and teaching from it. Okay. I believe it was Nehemiah and Ezra.
Okay. I hear you. Well, I just say, may God continue on your path. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully you.
Whoa, where you going, bro? What happened?
I don't know. I'm gonna still be here if y'all want me to, but I'm just saying, like, I don't see where we're going to basically come to a grounding about it.
I mean, we can.
Because y'all just deny everything.
If you deny all history, it ain't no point.
No, I'm saying, if I can prove to y'all whatever y'all is that y'all looking for, would you convert today with a sincere heart?
If you can legitimately prove what we talking about, yeah, for sure. We looking for the Torah and the Injil, the original.
Okay, so basically, I'm just gonna go back to your point, what you were saying about how Islam saying that, well, our history isn't corrupt, so just follow our book because, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's what I'm sticking on. So that's the reason why you won't convert to Islam, is because we have too much of a convenient answer for what we say about y'all.
Yeah,
Well,
it's too convenient and it's also false. There is no historical backing for the claim that you guys are making. Even if they were, even if you did have a little bit of wiggle room for the claim that you guys are trying to make, you still have to worry about church history, church fathers, and the historical traditions of these people back then in their time. You can't make a solid claim that every single thing is corrupted. All of the history is corrupted. When the prophets revealed it, only one person heard it, and then when that one person copied it down after that person passed away, everything got corrupted and changed. You just don't have that in history. We don't have that at all being recorded in history, where the prophet literally revealed something and then his message got skewed and changed by everybody because nobody listened to him. And then when it came down to write these things down, the first person who to write it down was the one who changed it.
corrupted.
Because if you that's the claim you guys have to make. It's like the first person who recorded this stuff had to change the message, and nobody who heard these prophets listened to them. Everybody who heard these prophets had to have distorted the message immediately after it was given to us, and that is a bold claim to make.
Well, we
You
talking
guys
about
have to
years
prove
later,
that.
though. Well, we talking about years later when it comes. Let's say for the Bible, we're gonna speak about the Bible right quick.
Years later is what destroys your position, because that means that the message was out there and it spread.
But that is a true.
That's the claim we make against Muslims, because we have
Right.
evidence of the message being spread and
So,
copied all over the world. So
so
how in the world could all of the scriptures be corrupted if they were being rewritten in all different parts of the world?
well, I'm saying so. For example, when Paul went on his evangelical gospel traveling and preaching a alleged gospel, he didn't change nothing.
Nope.
So when Paul left to the Greeks, for the Greeks to learn about, you know what I'm saying, Jesus and et cetera, they was about to kill Paul because he was teaching something different, until he started to manifest Jesus in a more Greek mythology type of light,
No,
which
that's
of his
wrong.
3 and 1.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
But that's historical though.
No,
That's
it's
historical
not.
fact, bro.
No, it's
Bro,
not.
over there in Greek, bro, I promise you, I
No,
have
it's
a Greek
not.
brother that I.
No, it's
Oh,
not.
wow, that's crazy.
I love how the same book that you're saying is corrupted and can't be trusted, you're literally using that book to prove your point.
I never said that. I was once upon a time Christian. Let me get that
Oh
too.
man.
So where do you
So
get where do you get Paul's story from?
it's in a book, but that's like
Where?
that's in
The Bible's corrupted, but let me use the Bible stories to prove that I'm telling the truth.
No, I'm saying. So this makes sense to you that what
But
Paul
where?
said.
Oh,
Hold on.
wait. Hold on, no. It ain't about what makes sense to me. Do you believe that event truly happened?
It's in y'all book.
Okay, so do you believe it truly happened? Because what also is in that book is the stuff that destroys Islam.
Well,
So
I
you
don't
can't
think
come in. You can't
I'm
come
a,
into the book and hold on, wait. You
go
can't
ahead.
come into the book and distort a story about Paul and try to use that to say, see, look, Paul corrupted Christianity. When literally
No.
Paul
What I'm
is the
saying
one
is,
uplifting. When literally Paul is the one uplifting Christianity in that book.
what I'm saying is, you believe that the only reason why y'all have the New Testament and everything that really kind of is written in the New Testament is because of Paul.
Man, I'm sick of. I
No,
ain't
it's
gonna lie,
not.
but the
No,
live
it's
is
not.
almost over, man. If I keep
No,
Hold
hearing
it's
this
on.
not.
stupid, if I keep hearing Muslims do this, bro, I'm telling you, I'm gonna end the live tonight, man. Because
Bro,
this is
hold on.
You guys are embarrassing.
This
No,
not embarrassing.
listen,
You
bro.
can't. I listen to you. You gotta let me
Hold
talk.
on,
I
bro.
let you talk.
Listen.
You gotta listen
No,
to me. Let me
because
talk
you're
too.
not. No, because you're not speaking about anything on the topic. Now, all of a sudden, when you bring up the Bible, it's not because you believe that story happened, but you're using that story to validate your claim. So if you're
No,
using that
bro, you're
story to validate,
wrong.
okay,
You're
so why are
wrong.
you using that story then? Because you said
I'm
Paul
saying
changed. You said Paul corrupted Christianity, right? That's the case you're trying to make, right?
the case I'm trying to make is not that. I never say he corrupted the Christianity, bro. It's been
Okay, then
plenty
what
of
did Paul?
hands.
Okay, then what did Paul do? Did
Paul
Paul
had
do
a
any?
hand in it.
Do you believe Paul corrupted Christianity? Yes or no?
Do I believe Paul corrupted Christianity? Yes or no? To a degree, yeah.
Okay, so now we're back to square one then. So what are you using Paul's letters for to prove Paul corrupted Christianity when in Paul's letters he uplifts Christianity?
He doesn't though. He
This is why
doesn't
we can't.
uplift
This is why we
bro.
can't
He
talk to
doesn't,
Muslims.
bro. He don't uplift Christianity because how do you go from God? I mean, God turning into a human being?
What?
This is why you
How?
can't. This is why you can't talk to Muslims.
So you think?
Bro,
Hold on,
That don't,
hold on,
that don't
hold on,
have
hold on,
no,
hold
that
on.
don't have
Hold
nothing
on,
to
hold
do
on.
with what we talking about.
Hold on,
Hold on right
Showtime.
quick.
Showtime.
I
Showtime.
let
Showtime. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. So
go
you
ahead.
think Paul introduced that to Christianity?
Yes.
When did Paul become on the scene? When did Paul come on the scene as far as Christianity go?
Like what? 6 decades after, or three
Six?
decades after Jesus died,
No,
or is it
bro.
centuries?
No, bro.
This is
So Paul
bad,
walked with
bro.
Jesus.
Paul was alive when Jesus was alive, bro. Paul was executing the first Christians. Paul met Jesus right after his crucifixion and he rose. What is going on, man? He think Paul
One
came
second,
Yeah,
300
brother.
years after Christ.
who
One
is
second, brother. 1 second.
teaching these Muslims this, bro? This is and it's their big guys too.
Hold on. I just realized, I just did my research. Paul wasn't an original disciple of the 12 disciples, bro. So
But was
he
he
didn't walk with
alive?
Jesus.
So he didn't come
Who
600
said
years
that?
later or 300 years later, right?
Didn't nobody say that?
Nobody
Where
ever
you even
claimed he
getting this from?
was.
Bro, this
Nobody
is
ever
what happens,
claimed.
bro, when your
So
religion is built
nah, my
on
bad.
your whole
'Cause I
religion
keep,
is hold
I
on,
keep telling, hold on, my brother. I
wait.
let you talk. I
Let me
let
say
you talk
this.
right quick. Let me talk.
Let
Let
me
me answer my man's question. Let me answer my man's
I
question.
got you. I'm gonna make it quick.
Go
I'm gonna
ahead.
make it
Go
quick.
ahead. Go ahead.
This is what happens, and I'm really addressing the audience, guys. Listen to what's happening here. This is what happens when you follow a religion that distorts history and claims history is distorted. This is what happens when you follow a religious people group who distort the history even presented in front of them that's literally easy to comprehend, but because they don't want the truth out there, they even have to distort that. They can't just simply say, this is the case, we don't believe it. They have to even just distort basic knowledge of a historical religion. This is embarrassing, but go ahead, bro. You're proving our point, man. Go ahead, Cho.
So wait, the only thing that I'm saying is, y'all said Paul was a disciple and an apostle around that time.
We didn't say he was a
One of y'all did.
disciple.
Yeah, you said he was around. He was around that time.
Yeah.
He did. He was around when Jesus was alive. So
Yeah.
wait. So if he was crucifying Christians from believing in Jesus, when did he become a speaker for it? Then
And you say you was a Christian
correct me.
before?
Correct me. That's what I said. Correct me.
You
Because I may have
you was a
fell
Christian.
asleep once or twice in church. I probably didn't really understand the story.
Oh man, literally in Acts,
So
You
bro.
definitely.
I'm
In
saying, just
Acts.
establish that part. When did Paul become
I'm
a
telling
speaker for
you.
Christianity?
I'm telling you in Acts 9.
Okay.
In Acts 9. This was within a year after Christ's crucifixion.
Okay, so a year after Christ died, this
I
is
said
when
within a
Paul.
year. Within a
I'll say
year.
so within a year of Christ dying, all of a sudden the man who was killing Christians became a speaker of
Why did he
Christianity.
become a speaker of Christians?
They said what? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. He had a vision of seeing Jesus,
He
correct?
didn't have a vision. He actually had an encounter on the road to Damascus, and Jesus appeared to him. It was an encounter,
That's
not a vision.
so a physical encounter he had with Jesus,
Say what?
and so he had a physical encounter with Jesus, correct?
Yeah, because even the people
Okay,
on the side of even the people traveling with Paul heard Jesus.
but I thought I'm gonna have to go back and read that. But as far as my record knowledge, it was just him on that road.
No, it wasn't. It was people literally with him and said they heard the voice.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So, and Paul, back to the original question,
Yeah, go ahead.
Paul wasn't the one that said that God was become a man. It wasn't Paul.
Okay.
This
So
is
where
even
did that
from
come from?
the Old Testament.
So Moses believed this.
Abraham believed it because Abraham literally talked, walked, ate, washed the feet of God.
Okay. And it says that where?
In Genesis 18.
Give me a second. I'm about to look.
Bro, God always came down to his
So
people,
no.
bro.
So wait. But it also, if God came down and appeared unto him, but then in another verse it says that no man has ever seen God.
Mm-hmm.
So how did God come down?
Do you know what that's talking about?
No, I don't.
Right.
Please enlighten.
That's saying that because you're talking about John 1. It says, Jesus said, no one has ever seen God. But the only Son of God that was in the bosom of the Father, he came down to make the Father known. So Abraham, God the Father, he never came down. But the second person, the Son in the Godhead, in the Trinity,
Okay.
he came down in flesh and talked to Abraham and appeared as a man. And he the one that makes the Father known.
Okay.
So,
So is that
mhm.
so? Jesus was God
Even back
in
to
human form.
Abraham. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Even John
Okay.
8:50, John 8:49 through 58. If you go back and read it, even Jesus claims that you try to stone me now, but when Abraham seen me, Abraham rejoiced to see my day. You're not
Okay.
you're not the children of Abraham. Before Abraham was, I am. I
Okay.
existed. So Jesus is the
Okay.
one that came down, talked to Abraham. Even Jesus tells you this in the gospel.
Okay. I'm reading all this. I see. I see where you're coming from with it. Like it says it. But what I'm saying is, so if Jesus is God, and then you have the Father. So then, what about the verse where Jesus is like, "This is the only true. This is what it say? Some. This is the only true God that they may know you, the only true God, and He
And Jesus
whom
Christ, whom he has sent.
whom you have sent."
Yeah.
Right.
And did you
So
keep
so
reading?
it's saying,
And did you keep reading? Don't just stop right
yeah,
there.
continue. I know that we'll continue. That's what I'm asking you about the verse
And now he
before you ask me about.
says, keep reading. He says, now, Father, glorify the Son with the same glory that I had with you before the world existed.
Okay.
You see, they like Muslims like to stop right there, but keep
No, no,
reading
no,
it.
no. So
No, I'm
my
not saying
question that I'm
you.
about
I'm
to
not
ask
I'm
you.
not saying you. I'm just
Okay.
saying most Muslims that we talk to, they stop right there. But keep reading and you will see what Jesus is actually talking about. Because when he says
So
that he's the only true God and Jesus Christ whom you have sent, that's not negation of Jesus being God. He's just recognizing that the Father is God. He's
so
not
my
that's
thing,
not
my
an
question that
elimination of himself.
like I said, I'm not gonna even gonna eliminate that. But my only question to you would be, wouldn't that be two gods then?
No.
So Jesus and God is the same entity.
Yes. Jesus is God. The Father,
The Father.
the Son, and the Holy Spirit is the same being. They have the same essence. Because God is not limited to one person in his nature like a human. Human, we are
Okay.
in time and space, so we only can take up a certain amount of space that we have to occupy. God is outside of time, space, and matter. So within his essence, in his essence is eternal and unlimited. It's three persons within his essence because he's not bound by the physical limitations of man.
So what about when Jesus died then?
What about it?
You said that God is eternal.
Yeah,
So when Jesus' flesh died, death came to him. So wouldn't that be
yeah.
a contradiction to eternal?
No, because do your spirit cease to exist once your flesh die?
Okay, okay. I see where you're coming from with it. Okay. Fair. Fair enough. But
So
again, my brothers, it was a pleasure speaking with y'all. Like I ain't trying to, you know what I mean? But yeah, I just gotta get back to work. My break is over, so I just want to chime in. I'll let y'all see
hey
what
man, I gave you a follow. Give me a follow, man. I go live too. You can come by and holler at me. And when we live,
man,
you can
most
come
definitely.
back
Hey,
up.
it's been a pleasure talking to y'all. And brother, the what's my man's name? Life GL,
Yeah.
man, don't get too emotional. You hear me? Like sometimes you're gonna come across some people that's emotional. You keep a cool level headed so y'all can actually get a correspondence and discord going. You know what
But
I mean?
in
So
life's defense, we've been dealing with this for about 3 hours now. You just came at the,
I get it.
you
Okay,
know what I'm
okay,
saying? Patience
okay,
runs
okay,
out
okay.
eventually.
You know what I mean? And then that's when you just go silent, take a breather. But like, you know what I mean? Everybody ain't the same. You know what I mean? I'm willing to listen
That's why he
and
passed you
let
off
y'all.
to me, bro. That's why I'm here.
Okay, I respect it. I respect it. So you know, what I mean? I can talk to you. You know what I mean? You're a cool, level-headed individual. You know what I mean? But my
Life
brother,
You
is
man,
too.
sound just like the other Muslims, man. Word
bro.
just word just word just decided to have a conversation with you, bro. You should have been in the audience if you asked me.
See what I mean? The emotional, see the emotion? Like, he's still mad. He's still, yeah, I understand.
It
You
ain't
got
no
that.
emotion. It ain't no
Bro, it
emotion in it.
is. Look what you just
No, it
said.
ain't.
Look what you just said. You
What?
should
I
have been
said
in
the
the
truth.
audience if you was, like, come on, brother. Like, really?
I just gave you the truth, man.
I hear you, but that's the emotional truth. Again,
You just
emotional. I ain't saying you
I'll tell you
wrong.
why. I'll tell you why, bro.
Go ahead.
At what point in time was this conversation about Jesus being God?
Uh, the
Never.
moment that y'all decided to chime in on it, that's when it became about.
None of us brought it up. You
Because you
did.
shifted.
Ag-
We just allowed you to
Again,
do so.
exactly. So the moment that y'all beginning to respond on it is when the conversation came to. I
But
didn't
you
say nothing
know,
No,
wrong with
I'm
it.
asking you how did we get there? Not so us
Hey,
responding is not how we got there.
God working mysterious ways, man.
nah,
No,
don't use our
He'll.
Bible verse.
Muslims divert in mysterious ways. That's what it
But
is.
look what you did though. You was standing on business. Your man decided to, yeah, had a
Yeah, I'm just
conversation
letting
with
you
me.
know. I went and did my own thing, man.
Hey, I respect it, man. But again, less emotion, man. I'm telling you,
I
you'll get
got you,
through the
bro.
people,
You
bro.
know
I
why I
You'll get
do
got
through
you,
the
that? You
people.
man.
know why I do that
I got you,
sometimes?
man.
You know why I do that showtime? Because we always hear Muslims say, y'all never know how to defend your own religion. Y'all just attack, attack,
Okay,
attack.
okay, okay,
So
okay.
we show that we can defend our religion just as well as we can attack yours. There's no one-sided thing here. We're not,
Yeah, he obviously knew, man. He just talking. He don't really know. That's why I'm just good. I'm all right. I hear what you're saying, bro.
Yeah,
But
I'm not a
you don't
scholar or
really be
anything like
here.
that.
You
You
don't.
hear me?
No, that's not
But
about being a scholar. It's about just knowing who you're talking to and what you're saying and why what you're saying is invalid. But I hear you though. Feel me? I get it.
yeah, I mean, like I said, maybe when, like I said, my brother, I'm gonna give you a follow back, and then when I become more knowledgeable, then I'll come holler at you again. You feel me?
the more knowledge you get about Islam, you're gonna leave it.
I don't know about that, man.
All right, just keep
Cause
coming back. Keep coming back and hearing
only,
this. Keep coming back.
the only thing I say is we give reverence to all prophets, peace be upon them all, from
Oh my
Jesus, peace be upon
gosh,
them,
bro.
to you know
There
what I
goes
mean.
the Dawa
So
All right,
script.
man.
There
see
goes
what
the
I mean?
Dawa
Listen,
You see,
man.
script.
you
Clock
see the
in.
emotion? Hold
There
on, you see
goes
the
Clock
the
in,
Dawa
emotion?
man.
script.
Clock in,
That's
man.
all.
Go to work, man.
Yeah,
That's all
man.
I'm saying, bro. Stop getting emotional, bro.
Just go
You
ahead,
can't
go
be
to
Go,
too
work,
emotional,
man.
bro. Can't be too
Just go
emotional.
ahead. Just
Like,
go ahead, go to work.
handle your business, man. We don't want you to get fired,
We
bro.
believe in all the prophets, but you just denied all the prophets' history. Come on, man. Go somewhere with that, bro.
when did
You
I do
don't,
that,
you just did it on stage. You
bro?
don't
I never
validate
did
the
that.
prophet. You don't validate the prophet's history in the Bible, do you?
No, only in the Quran because we get reverence from the
You
prophet.
don't
Okay,
Go ahead.
get the
thank you.
history in the
So the
Quran.
Quran, you don't get the history of these people in the Quran. You don't get the historical movement of these
So,
people in the Quran. You don't get that. You get bits and pieces of it.
You get
So wait,
footnotes.
These people had a life before Muhammad, didn't they?
yeah.
Okay, was their history recorded?
Only God knows.
Allahu
God,
alam.
bro. Only God knows if their history was
Allah, yeah,
recorded.
exactly. Allahu Akbar,
Allahu alam,
bro.
bro. That's crazy.
Allahu
You see
Akbar,
that?
bro.
And you
Only-
see
only
that?
God
And you
knows
see
best,
you
bro.
see how dishonest you are?
Bro, how am I dishonest? What are you talking about?
Bro,
How
you
put-
just
how you-
said the
don't
history
attack
of
my
these
character.
people.
Don't
You
attack
just
my
said
character.
the history
Come
of
on,
these
bro.
people wasn't recorded. That's being dishonest. You talking about all Allahu Alam. So you mean to tell me you really don't know if Jesus and Moses got a history that's been recorded?
Outside of your Quran.
Outside of the Quran. Oh, yeah, of course, bro. Of course.
Okay, there it is. So why you say you only accept the history in the Quran? If they
I never
have
said
history,
that. I know. Don't put words in my mouth. I never said it. I said.
okay. So where do you get the history of Jesus and Moses, except for the Quran? You got to take the
You get
Quran
it.
out.
You got wait. You know, you got other religions that talk about Jesus too, and
And now you're
Yeah,
diverting. Where
and
do
they're
no,
you
I'm
false.
get
not.
your
That's not
history
diverse.
from? Where do you get your history from outside of the Quran, bro? Of Jesus
Oh,
and Moses.
history teachers from
And
up
where
over
do they
there.
get it from?
They get it from actually going to the land and actually seeing where everything happened at.
Okay,
That
but
ain't the
everything
text.
happened. Everything happened thousands plus years ago. So where do they get it from? They can't go ask
Uh,
nobody that was alive back then. So where do they get it from?
from what was written down.
Okay, and what was written down? Where do you find that?
You can find it in multiple books other than the Bible,
No, you can't.
Which is what?
bro. You can. But when I
Which
get
is
more knowledge
what?
about it,
How did it?
I just
The
told you.
early dude, the earliest known recording of these religious figures comes from the Bible, bro.
Not really, bro. Stop it.
Yeah,
It
really.
Do you know if I'm actually telling the truth or not?
The earliest manuscript y'all got is no thicker than a credit card.
Oh man,
All right, bro.
This is fact.
bro, we
Appreciate it,
got
bro.
you know
Thank
you
I
know
appreciate it.
you
Go
Showtime.
ahead, my brother.
You know
Go
the
ahead.
majority of the prophets and such is in the Old Testament. You know that, right?
Correct.
Okay, and we got Dead Sea Scrolls, we got the Septuagint, we got all kinds of the Masoretic texts. We got
Yeah,
all of these
right.
texts, bro, about the Old Testament. It's just not the size of a credit card, bro.
I'm saying the Dead Sea Scrolls is the only authentic
Brother,
that dates way back.
look, I'm telling you, the earliest known recording of these religious figures and prophets comes from us. It don't matter if you got a problem with the Bible or the manuscripts. It comes from us, bro. This is where they get the information from.
Let me
us.
ask you a question, Showtime. Name one historian that goes to the Quran to figure out the history of these figures.
Nobody.
Nobody goes to
When
Quran.
when I get more knowledgeable, like I said, I follow you. So when I get more knowledgeable, I definitely tap your line to talk to you more about it. Is that a fair answer?
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
You ain't gonna
That's
find the answer though.
I'm just saying, if I do, will you accept defeat?
If you don't, then would you
If
become
you
a
do-
Christian?
Then if I don't, I'll accept defeat.
No, if you
Point
do,
blank
I'll be
period.
like, oh, okay, for sure. No reputable history. Did he say reputable, right?
Oh, reputable?
Reputable.
Like
Sure.
no real reputable historian is gonna go to the Quran about history about Jesus, bro.
Okay.
Because we know what the Quran is in
Or
accordance with
Moses.
history of
Or
Jesus.
or Noah. Or no one. Don't nobody use the
But-
Quran. Nobody.
But we do know that the Jews of Muhammad's time did they did accept it.
They accepted what?
The stories about Jesus Christ, peace be upon him.
That's Islamic history, bro.
But that's actually true history though.
That's what Muslims
See?
is telling you.
See, this is the
Not even.
problem,
That's
Showtime.
other than the
Showtime.
story.
Showtime.
Go ahead.
Showtime.
No,
Go
that's
ahead.
what Muslims
I'm listening
are
to you, bro.
telling you.
This is what we were trying to tell you earlier. Your history for Muslims starts in the 7th century. Anything before that is not valuable. It's not credible. It's been corrupted. Like nothing was ever recorded until the Quran came. That's a bad way to do epistemology, to even figure out what's true and what's false. Whatever my Quran say or whatever my Hadith say, that's when history started. Bro, it was thousands of years before Quran even came on the scene. And you're going to believe that everything from back then is corrupt or lost or whatever, and you can only believe what's in the Quran?
Oh
Come on,
no, we
man.
ain't gonna say that. No, we ain't gonna say that. You know what I mean? But we do have a good portion of history in regards to this, though.
Inside of your own
That's what.
literature.
That's what y'all say. That's what
Nothing
y'all say
outside.
all the
Yeah,
time,
nothing
bro.
No, no,
outside of your
outside,
literature.
outside of it, what my brothers say, the tafsir and the hadith and stuff like that. That's outside of the Quran, bro.
No, it's not. I'm talking about outside the confounds of your religion. That's still within your
Oh, outside the
religion.
confounds of it. Okay. I ain't hear that part. My bad. But yeah, even that, you got historians that talk about it too.
Muslims,
Muslim
bro, that only
Not
historians.
validate
Muslim, not
they
Muslim
only validate
historians, bro.
Muslim history,
Not
bro.
Muslim, no, not Muslim historians, bro. Like I said,
Yes, bro.
when I can find these historians, I'm gonna ship the names to y'all. And we gonna have a Discord if y'all willing to.
All right,
You know what I
bro.
mean?
Yeah, for
We'll see.
sure.
Is that fair?
I would
That's
love to
fair.
see you do that.
That's fair.
Okay. All right. Fair enough, bro. I got you.
All
I ain't
right,
gonna let you
bro.
down.
All right.
All right. It was a pleasure speaking to y'all
For
too, bro. It
sure.
was a
You
pleasure.
too, man.
All right, bro.
Thanks.
Life, you over there clicking and clacking. Bro on that Call of Duty or something, man.
I got to do something to take your brain off of this, man.
You take your brain out of the sight.
Got to do something to take your brain out of the sight.
Out of the sight.
He talking about calm down, brother. I'm good. I'm worried about getting these kills. Oh, shit,
Worried about your KDR.
I'm worried about my KD right now, man. I ain't worried about Islam.
Quran, you on the stage, man.
Yes, hi.
What's up, man?
Alhamdulillah.
Can you speak up?
Can you hear me?
Barely. You real low.
It's like, can you speak up?
He's low.
Ah,
Well, now, can you hear me?
I guess I can work with it.
goodness.
So
He'll
what's
get
up?
loud once he manifests.
Yeah. he gonna raise up the volume about 10 points in a minute. What's up, Quran?
Alhamdulillah.
You said that already.
Alhamdulillah.
What's up, man?
Well, I'm with you, yeah. So, what is your question?
Is this Theologic?
Yeah, this is the
I thought so. That's why he's speaking low, like I ain't gonna recognize his voice.
He not trying to get caught.
He ain't trying to get booted off the I knew this was Theologic. What you need, Theo?
So you still didn't find the truth, bro. Still looking for it.
I don't know what you're saying, bro. Can you please speak up?
So you still didn't find the truth. You're still looking for it.
Who?
Still looking for the truth, huh?
Allah guides you. Yeah.
You got the truth?
Alhamdulillah, yeah.
What's the truth?
Allah is one.
Is that the truth?
Yeah.
Then you lied.
So basically, you don't believe Allah is one.
He's one what?
He's one. You're a monotheist.
He's one what?
He's one.
One what?
One essence.
He's one essence.
And one person.
What is he?
He is.
Allah is a person?
He is Ahadun Samad. He is self-sufficient, independent.
Hold on. Allah is one person?
Allah is one person, yeah.
Show me that in your Quran that he's one person.
It says Qul huwa Allahu ahad.
Yeah, that just means one of.
Yeah, one, yeah.
One of what?
He's one. He's one is in essence.
Are you one?
He's not divided into persons.
Are you one? You just said he was one person.
No, I mean like basically according to your own system of belief, because you believe Allah is tri-person, right?
No, I don't believe Allah is tri-person. I believe Yahweh is.
But Christians say Allah, like basically it's the same thing.
I don't say Allah.
I know you don't say Allah because you're not Arab, but Arabs say Allah.
Yeah,
I'm just
but
talking
our
from Arab
Allah.
Christian right now.
How do you
They
know? How
said,
do you know? How do you know your Allah is the one true God?
no, I'm just saying, like I was speaking to a Christian just
I
right
know. I
now,
believe you.
and
I know. I know.
he
I know.
said,
I
Allah
know.
ma'ak,
I got
like
you.
this.
How do you know your Allah is the one true God, Theo?
I know because of the Quran.
So what? I can say I know. I know God, Yahweh is a one true God because of my Bible. That proves nothing.
So basically, what we're gonna do, we gotta look into the Bible and the Quran. You say the Bible is inspired
Why?
by God,
Why we
right?
got to look into the Bible?
So we see if it's really inspired by God.
Can your Allah in your Quran stand upon itself without bringing up the Bible?
It stands by itself without
Okay,
bringing the
so
Bible.
let's let it stand by itself and show me why your Allah, the God that's mentioned in the Quran, is the one true God.
Because it claims so, and the claim
So what?
stands by itself.
So
Then what you
so
have to
what if
do,
it claims it? A lot of books claim a lot of things.
yeah, but that's what I'm telling you. Then you're gonna see the logicality of the claim. Then you check the Quran
Why?
in
Why?
its prophecies and stuff like this.
Why? Why do you think he's the one true God?
I believe that he's the true God because as I told you, there is only one God, and it's logical to have a solo God. Let me check.
The Hindus think it's multiple gods. Why are they wrong?
If there is multiple gods, then there is a problem because the
Why?
Quran
That's
says
what they
there is.
believe.
If there is multiple gods, then they're gonna be arguing with each
Who
other. They're
said
not
that?
gonna agree.
How you know
There
that?
is because, bro, like if there is multiple authorities,
Is there multiple gods?
what the universe is gonna follow? Which authority
Quran.
is gonna follow?
Quran. Is there
Universe.
multiple gods?
Can we have multiple bosses
I'm
for
just
the same
asking you a
business
question, bro. Is there
that has
multiple
the same?
gods?
There is one God.
Okay, so how do you know what would
There is one
happen if
true
there's
God.
multiple gods?
If there is multiple gods, then there is no way that we will have multiple
How
authorities.
do you know that?
We will have a system and a universe that is
But how do
not
you know that?
polluted.
If there's only one God and there's
Mhm.
not multiple gods, then how do you know if there was multiple gods that there will be fighting amongst each other? How do you know that?
Through logic, like just think with me. We have a firm or a company or a store, anything, a business that has multiple bosses, that has the same type of authority, that can make orders in the same form of way. How come this business is gonna grow?
You still not proving how you know that these gods just don't love each other in the perfect way that they love, right? Because gods is perfect, that they love each
No,
other
but
so perfectly that they will never come into conflict with each other. So they'll be able to coexist with each other. How do you know that won't be true?
there is no way you're gonna fight God. God is an authority.
How do
If
you
there is,
know that?
I know that through monotheism, bro. Like
You can't,
monotheism is
bro, you can't prove a
yeah.
negative. That's what I'm trying to show
So
you.
so let's
You
so
can't
let's see.
prove a negative.
What do you mean I can prove the negative?
How can you prove a negative?
Through positive, the opposite of it.
You prove a negative through positive. Come. Oh my gosh, bro.
So you believe that multiple God can rule this world?
No, I'm trying to get to know. I'm trying to get you to think why your God is the one true God
Through logic. I told you.
through logic.
Yeah. Do you know? Have you ever checked Occam's razor?
See, this is why Islam is untrustworthy, bro.
Have you ever checked this like philosophical principle?
I know what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
but
You
it
can
should be
check
more
stuff.
than just logic. A lot of things can be logical, but not true. Like I can logically, right, have a red cup in my hand, but in reality, I don't have nothing in my hand. So just because something logically follows doesn't make it true.
Mhm. So it says plurality should not be posited without necessity. In other words, the simplest and most comprehensive explanation is the best one. So basically, the best one is God, like
What are
one
you
God.
reading? What are you reading?
I'm reading Occam's razor principle in explaining that
Occam's
the creator
razor.
should be one. Mhm. So it says in this case we have no evidence that the creator of the universe is actually a combination of two, three, or even 1,000 creatures. So the simplest explanation is that the creator is one.
Hey
Okay.
Tamur, mute up real quick. How do you know Allah, the God that is mentioned in your Quran, with his
Mhm.
properties and his essence in his, how do you know in his attributes? How do you know that God is the one true God?
So I'm gonna simplify it to you. So X, just say X is a creator, right?
I don't need
And
I don't need an equation, bro.
no, because this is how you're gonna know. You're not gonna
I
know.
don't need
I
the
will explain
equation,
it to you.
bro. I don't.
So basically, look, I'm not gonna say any equation. So basically, we say that Jesus is a creator, and the Father is a creator, right?
Oh, so Jesus is a
Okay.
creator.
I'm just giving you an example.
No, I'm asking
So
you. Jesus is a creator.
I don't believe Jesus is a creator.
You just said that.
I'm gonna make this fall into I'm making an argument to destroy this premise. This is
Bro,
not a
all I need you
permissible.
to do is give me evidence that Allah, that's mentioned in the Quran, is the one true God. It's it.
So basically, there is so many evidences in the Quran that explains that the oneness of God is valid. One of them is when Allah says if there is multiple creators, then there will be like every creator is gonna challenge the other, and they're gonna be chaos, and which is explained by logic because we can't have a
Bro, Allah
creator and
says he's
another
the best
creator.
of the creators, bro.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And
So if
actually,
he
the
so
fine
there's
tuning of the
multiple
universe.
creators, there's multiple
Uh,
creators. Allah is the best of the creators.
so that's what I'm saying. The fine tuning of the universe
Bro, you're not helping
reinforce that there
yourself.
is one God. There is one God, and there shouldn't be like multiple God
This is
because
insane.
this, huh?
This is insane, bro.
No, it's not insane. Just listen to me. I
So,
will
so
explain.
do Allah say he's the best of the creators?
Yeah, it says it.
Okay, so there's more than one creator.
So basically, say he's the best of creators. Then there is multiple. But
Yeah.
listen,
In what context? What does he say? Where
it
does he
says the
say that
best
he's the
creator.
creator?
It doesn't say the best of creators. Show me the verse so we can
He did say
we can
he's the
just.
best of the creators.
No, he says "Wal khallaqul alim." He says he is the best creator and
Sorry.
he's the most the best in knowledge.
Okay, so if you're the best of something, that means there have to be other things that's something like that.
No, the super
You
No, but
can't
that's
just say
fine.
I'm
So
the
if
best.
he's
Hold on.
superlative
Hear me
form
out. Hear me out. Hear
doesn't
me
mean
out.
a
Hold
comparative
on.
form.
Listen. If I
Just
say I'm the best
verse.
football player, that means
Uh-huh.
there must be other football
What
players
about
that play
if
the
you say
football.
what about if it's a
yeah.
superlative form? The superlative form doesn't agree with comparative form. A
Oh my
comparative
gosh.
form is making us think of there is multiple people that has same attribute. But when you make it superlative, there is no comparison with anything else. If I'm saying I'm the greatest, I'm not comparing myself to anything else. Basically,
No,
just
there's
looking
no
through.
issue. I mean, it depends in what context it's spoken. There's no issue with saying I'm the best of creators if that's what's being said. But like I said, I need to read the verse. If he says I'm the best creator, that's fine. Because if he says I created the Quran, for example, or something else, right? Not the Quran, but something else, he knows there's people. There's a challenge to lots of people. They're creators as well, aren't they? There's
Did
people in
did
this
did
world.
Isa
We
did
can
Isa
all.
create?
It depends on what you're talking
Did
about.
Isa create in your Quran?
Sorry,
Did Isa create in your Quran?
did Isa create?
Yeah.
Create what?
He
A
created
clay
as a
bird.
miracle
He made a
by
bird
the
out of
will of God.
clay and he blew in it, correct?
So how
Look,
many things he
So
created?
Isa is a
Argue.
creator.
no,
No,
that's
we
not a
can't.
creator.
That's not a creator.
Well, it depends how you want to say
He
it, man.
literally
Whatever.
says,
Listen,
I will
okay.
create for you a bird from clay.
You guys always
how
use the
many?
same
That
arguments.
So
was
Isa is not
One
Isa is not a creator.
second, let me reply back. You guys always use the same arguments.
I
Look,
thought
because
Allah
one
created
second, man.
everything. I
One
thought Allah
second, let me
created
reply to you,
everything.
man. I know, let me
how many
reply to
things
you.
Jesus created? How many things?
Whatever the
Listen to them.
prophets
They
did,
manifesting,
they did.
y'all.
One
They
second.
already
One
manifesting.
second, man. You got this annoying voice, man.
You
Whatever
got
the
an annoying
prophets
voice,
did,
man.
trust me. No, honestly, it's non-stop. Why you Christians always have to interrupt all the time?
Why you can't just
I'm
talk
just
and
saying,
stop
all the time,
crying?
man.
You
Whatever
need a
the
baby
prophets
bottle?
did.
Somebody get
Shut
this
up,
guy a
man.
baby bottle and a pacifier. All he do is cry.
Fucking annoying voice, man. Whatever
That's
the
why you
prophets
need.
did,
That's why
right?
you need. That's why
Listen,
you
you
need
got
a.
Bible, right? One
You need
second. Well,
Aisha. You need Aisha
one
to
second.
breastfeed you. Her
Listen, you
adults.
got Abraham.
You
Your
need
book, man. Your book.
breastfeeding. You
Listen.
mad that
One
that you're
second.
breastfeeding
Hold
for
on.
adults
Your
versus a
book.
loss,
One
ain't
second,
you?
man. You know where
You need some
Abraham
breast
married his
milk.
sister.
You
Abraham
need some
married his
breast
sister in
milk.
your book, man. Abraham married his sister.
Shut up, Dawood. And Muhammad married his cousin. 2 of them. Fool. What's wrong with these people? Abraham married his sister. Shut up. Muhammad married 2 of his cousins. Silly rabbit. Tamor, you're up.
Yeah, hey guys, how are you?
All right, how you doing, man? You Muslim?
Yeah, I'm a Muslim. I've been listening to all of it tonight. You mind if I start off saying something?
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. You know, when you come at all of this with our own theological ideas, we're not going to get far, right? Because you guys have what you believe in, and you know, it's emotional. It's a part of you. And Muslims, I'm the same way. I won't speak for Muslims. I'll just speak for myself. The only way to make progress and have fruitful discussion is to try to take off the theological hats, right? We have to just take off our beliefs for a second and just look at these as pieces of text. They're just, you know, it's not easy to do that, but that's the only way. Like your dilemma, you know, I like the discussion, and but in order to make progress and understand the dilemma, we have to be able to look at it objectively without our theological hats and say, what are these books actually trying to say in the historical context that they're set in? What is it that, I mean, you know, the Quran has an author. You may not believe it's God, but somebody wrote it, right? And the same for the Bible, right? Multiple people wrote the different books of the canon. So what are these people trying to say, right? And I think if you approach it that way, you can actually make some progress. You can actually try to, you know, start uncovering or peeling the onion. Now, you know, as far as the dilemma, right?
What's the dilemma exactly?
Life asked well, I think the dilemma is basically, from your point of view, the dilemma is that the Quran is making claims about certain things, and at the same time, it is saying that it confirms the Bible. It confirms the Injil, sorry.
Oh,
And
so
then
you're
were
talking
basically
about the
asking,
Islamic
okay,
dilemma that we talk about.
yeah, exactly. I think that's one of the favorite areas of discussion, right? So, you know, when I look at that dilemma, right, the Islamic dilemma, and I try to take off my theological hat and say, okay, what is it that the Quran is actually saying? What is it? What is it trying to say? So it says, we gave Isa the Injil, right? So of course, from Muslims are going to say, from the Islamic point of view, well, this is what our book says, and you can read it yourself. It says we gave him the Injil. Now, what we have in front of us at the time of Islam, at the time that the Prophet came, what was there? Christianity basically had spread throughout the Arabian Peninsula. That's according to the epigraphic data that we have. So obviously the Quran was engaging with Christians at the time, right? It's trying to make certain theological points to the Christians of the time, right?
So do you
this
believe,
is
real quick, do you believe that the Quran is saying that the Christian scriptures are corrupt?
well, the Quran is basically saying a couple of things, right? It's and this is just, we can pull it from the verses that are there. It's saying a few different things. It's saying it's basically addressing the Christians and saying, yes, and remember, it's educating its own audience, because they don't really know these prophets. They don't know the details. And it's saying that you Christians, you have something that we are confirming, right? But remember, that is in general terms, right? It's mentioning prophets, it's mentioning books, right? The Zabur, all of these things. It's saying, yeah, these things came. And then at the same time, it's saying, we want to correct some things that you have in your books.
Okay. Can you
So
correct something just in general without being as specific?
yeah, the Quran does make certain corrections. Like, I can give you an example. For example,
No, I'm saying
look back.
if you go back, if the Quran specifically doesn't say these things, this right here in this previous book is wrong in saying,
Yeah,
this and this, what objectively is telling you what is wrong within it, not just something general, you know what I'm saying?
yes,
Specifically,
yeah,
it has to say this event didn't happen, this didn't happen. That's not what the Quran
yeah.
does.
Okay, yeah, no. So, word, I would say actually there are many places that it does do that. I can give you some examples. Like, for example, look at the Exodus. Okay, that is in the Bible, right? The Exodus talks about 600,000 men who were part of the Exodus. And according to the scholars, non-Muslim, non-Christian scholars, they say that roughly 3 million people had to have existed based on, their wives and children and so forth. And the argument is made that this is not possible.
Okay,
It's
you
the
said,
number is too large,
but you gotta
right?
but you gotta remember what it said: 600,000 men in
Yeah,
the Bible,
yeah,
like, and then
600,000 fighting men, I think it
right,
said. Yeah,
fighting men. So that's not accounting for
yeah,
the elderly, the children, the women,
absolutely.
the young teenage boys or whatever, the young boy. It's not accounting for them. So you
Yes,
can't make
absolutely.
a
You're right.
right. So you can't make an argument from silence.
No. I'm not. I'm agreeing with you. It mentions 600,000, but according to the scholars, when they add all the women, children, elderly, everything, they get to a number of 3 million, right? And then what they basically say is that from a scholarly approach, it's hard to agree with the 3 million because there would have had to have been a huge carbon footprint in the Sinai left over. And, when you have 3 million people leaving Egypt and going to Palestine, many people would have written about it, this mass exodus of 3 million. Now, the Quran, it does mention the story, right? It talks about the story, but it says, it has these little words in it. It says, but you were a small little band. This is in the Quran. So the Quran talks about the story of the Exodus, but it makes a correction.
No,
Okay?
but
So this is
but what you're still doing, you're
so
making an
I'm just
argument from silence. Just because a scholar say that, hey, this and it's up to 3 million, how do they know? They don't know that more than half of these men probably could have been without wife or child to even produce any more kids or something. You're making an argument from silence at this point, because the
well,
Bible doesn't directly
yeah.
say or give account for the women, kids, and children, and how many men had children, and you that's just an estimated guess that these supposed scholars are coming up with. That's still an argument from silence. What you can do is actually refute. You only can refute things that is presented.
Yeah, let's look at it this way. Let's not look at it in terms of what is right or wrong. I'm just making a factual point here that while the Quran agrees with the story of the Exodus, it's making a correction. Let's not talk about whether the correction is right or wrong. I'm
No,
just making the point.
on that point, you're still
Yeah.
presupposing that even the Quran is telling the truth. There's a presupposition baked into your fact that you think is a fact from the Quran. Your
No,
presupposition
I'm
is
not.
that this is God talking, so God have to be right, so the Quran have to be correct and actually right. That's a presupposition.
No, yeah, no, I hear what you're saying, word, but the thing is, I'm not approaching this, even though I do believe the Quran to be correct, I'm trying to stay neutral and say, we were talking about the Quran addressing the Christians of their time and saying, yes, okay, here's the story of the Exodus, but here's a difference in what you have. Not whether it's right or wrong. I'm just giving you the example. One more example I'll just give you really quickly. The story of Joseph, okay? When Joseph was living at the time of the Hyksos, right? This is before the pharaohs. In the Bible, when it talks about Joseph, it says that that he used to deal with the Pharaoh. It calls them Pharaoh. And then at the time of Moses, it says Moses was dealing with Pharaoh. But if you look in the Quran, there's a subtle change. It does recount the story of Joseph. It does
But he
recount
calls
the
him a
story of
king.
Moses. Exactly. It's a small change,
Yeah, but
right? But
I don't mean to cut you off, but the Bible also calls him a king.
yes, it does, but it also calls him Pharaoh.
Yeah, because that's the
So,
Hebrew word.
right?
That was his Hebrew. Because you got to remember what audience it's talking to. The Bible are talking to
Yeah.
Hebrews, to eventual Israelites. So the
Yes,
Pharaoh
but
was a king,
yeah.
and the way that they would have realized it would have been Pharaoh, a more Hebraic term that they would have been familiar with.
You're absolutely correct. And the reason why is because someone is writing about it at the time of Pharaoh or beyond, and they're making the assumption, and and we do this all the time, even in modern times, that the person, Moses was dealing with Pharaoh, so Joseph was dealing with Pharaoh, and that's how they knew the person in charge. But the Quran has a very subtle but interesting change when it talks about Joseph. It never mentions the name Pharaoh, right? It's very interesting. It only mentions the name king. So if the Quran was copying from the Bible, these kind of things would have shown up in the Quran. But the point I'm trying to make is it's retelling the story, but making some corrections. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I mean, I
Right?
know what you're saying, but you still, what epistemology are you using to say that the Quran is actually correct in its correction?
Well, in this particular case, not trying to be theological at all, according to the hieroglyphics, there was no Pharaoh at the time of Joseph. Okay, that's just historical fact. Pharaoh was discovered in that. I think the pharaohs came in the Middle Kingdom, or a little bit beyond that at the time of Moses.
Right. But at the
So
time of Joseph, he was still referenced as a king as well.
absolutely, you're
Okay,
right.
so that's, I
But
mean,
the Quran doesn't mention him as a pharaoh. That's the point.
eh,
The
yeah,
Bible
but
mentions him as pharaoh,
that don't
and the
prove
Quran
nothing.
does not.
Hey
Okay, no, it's
DJ,
fair enough.
you up here, DJ? You got some noise, bro.
Right now, when it comes to the Islamic dilemma, right? You know, the whole story about, okay, what is the Injil, right? What is the Injil, right? So the thing is that when we look at what the Quran is saying, it's saying we gave Jesus the Injil. Okay, fine. What material do I have to look at right now? Well, I have the Quran and I have the Bible. Okay?
Hold
These
on,
are the
somebody's
only pieces of
snoring.
evidence.
Somebody's snoring. Most reliable. You got a lot of noise. Somebody else is snoring. I don't know which one.
Okay, can I continue?
I think it was Big Bully. Hold on, I'm just muting people. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So when I look at the evidence, that's the only evidence I have to work with in front of me. The Quran says that, okay, we gave the Injil to Jesus, or to Isa. Okay, fine. So what would I expect that he would have said? Well, he would have said things like, children, oh my people, this, right? Blessed are the peacemakers. Yeah, these are things that I can rationally see him saying. But then when I see something that says, and Jesus rode a donkey into Jerusalem. So from the Quran's perspective, this is not something that God would have said to him, right? Like he wouldn't have said, okay, I want you to say now, and Jesus rode a donkey into Jerusalem. That doesn't make sense, right? So what we have is, rationally speaking, we have a Bible that has blessed are the peacemakers, and we have other phrases that say, and Jesus rode a donkey into Jerusalem.
Okay.
So
How do you know?
from,
But how do you know God wouldn't tell them that?
so you think that God would have said to him, tell the
I'm not
people,
saying what I
and
think.
Jesus
I'm
rode
saying, how do you know God wouldn't tell them that?
Well, I don't know that God wouldn't
Exactly.
tell him
You
that,
don't know.
but I
So
do
you're
know
once again, you're
rationally that,
presupposing what you should believe should be in the text when you don't know. That's not how this thing works. You can't tell what God should have put in a text when you don't know what God would have put in a text. You're presupposing
so you,
again on what you believe the Injil should look like. You don't know. You don't have no evidence. The way we do this, if you want to falsify what the Jews and the Christians have, then you will have to present something different that is known by the gospel or the Torah, and then you bring your evidence and compare it to what we have, and then you can say, well, look, this is what not supposed to be there, and this is what is supposed to be there. But until you can provide that evidence, you're just presupposing and baking in assumptions in your conclusion of what you think it should be, and that's not how things work.
right, but we only have our rational faculties, and all the evidence we have is just what's written on these pieces of paper. So as an academic, that's why I said you have to approach it as an academic. As an academic, when you go to the Bible, right, and it says, and Jesus rode a donkey into Jerusalem, rationally, I have to say to myself, someone watched the events that were happening and they are now writing about what happened. Now, I understand your theological belief. Your theological belief is that the authors of Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John were inspired and they wrote this under inspiration. Fine. You can believe that. There's nothing wrong with, you believing that. But rationally speaking, I can't, that is not something that God would have told Jesus to say.
Okay,
It is
so
somebody later who's saying,
I got you.
this
That
is the
somebody
events that
wrote
took
this,
place.
eyewitness that wrote this. You want to talk about?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to talk about academics? Academics go off of based on history and historical records and such that lines up with what each text have to offer. When we look at each text and we look at history and see which one lines up more accurately with history, the fact that the gospels that the Christian have been tracked back all the way at least to the earliest of the early to late 2nd century, and there was no other gospel that has been known to history outside of what we have. So once Muslims come up and say this is not it, then you're not only going against academia, you're going against history itself. So it's incumbent upon Muslims to provide counter evidence to what history and what academia deems as evidence. You can't go into a classroom or to a peer review and just say, here, this is what happened, but this is what I believe happened. You will get laughed out of the room if you don't have evidence to compare to what you're trying to discredit. Then you have no legs to stand on. If we want to go to academia and we want to be academics about this, then you will follow the logical conclusions and the breadcrumbs that tell you whatever the Christians had in history as far as the Injil or the gospel, this is what they always had. There's nothing else counter to it.
Right. No, and I understand that's a good point. But again, look at it from the paradigm of the Quran as an academic, okay? Forget about whether you believe in it or not, right? The Quran is making certain points about the material, that it thinks that however it has access to. The canon, the apocryphal information that's out there, the Nicene Creed, all of these things, the author of the Quran has, preview to, and he is looking at all of this material and then confirming some stuff and correcting some stuff.
How do you
right?
know? But how do you know what he's looking at? The Quran never actually nails down. Hold on. The Quran never actually nails down what it's looking at. It just says the Torah and the Injil. Okay, what is that? Identify that. Identify what you're talking about as the Torah and the Injil. If it doesn't make references to like such things like the book of Mark, Matthew, Luke, John, or Ephesians and Ruth and all of these other, Isaiah and Daniel, if it doesn't make clear points on this, then it's just blowing smoke in the wind. That can be anything. That can be absolutely anything that the writer of the Quran deemed as being the gospel or the Torah. It doesn't nail anything down and factual to say this is what we're talking about.
Right. But I hear what you're saying. But again, look at it in the time of the 6th, 7th century. So these verses are being revealed, and there are Christians that are listening to these words, right? I do not hear the objections coming from those Christians that says, what is the Injil? What is the Injil? We don't have, I mean, I've tried to look up this. I don't see that.
Exactly, because exactly, you're making my point for us, because we didn't have a discrepancy about what the Injil is. Everyone knew what the good news is. Everyone knew there wouldn't be a contention about it until Islam comes and says, well, modern day Muslim and Islam comes and say, that's not what it was talking about. That's not what the Quran is talking about, what you have in your hands. You're proving my point. There wasn't a contention. They all knew what it was. The only people that don't know what it is the Muslims. So that's why I come back around. The burden of proof is on the Muslims. We know what it is. You're saying positively that it's not. So if you make a positive claim, you have to prove your claim with positive evidence, and you have none until you can provide something else that was known as the Injil or the Torah, and it dates back all the way to the time of these people, then you're just blowing smoke in the wind. You have nothing.
Well, I mean, from my vantage point, the the what we have, all the material that we have now, it's basically very similar material that must have existed at the time that these verses were revealed. So the audience that listened to this, the Christians that listened to this, they didn't have an objection. They said, okay, so you're trying to say that we revealed the Injil to Isa, and then here are some corrections.
So what did they have?
And
What
from the
did they
Quran's point of
have?
view,
Tamur, what did they have in the 7th century?
what did
What did the Jews and the Christians or the people of the book have in the 7th century?
I think they had the Torah, right?
And what else?
I cannot. Well, I obviously they had some Christian material, right? There is material there. I don't know if they had the canon. Like I have to do some more research on that, but I don't know if they actually had the New Testament canon with them.
Yeah, they
as you have
did.
it today,
Because if you want to
right?
say follow the breadcrumbs in the Quran doesn't say there was a whole bunch of other things out there. The Quran calls us the people of the book. And we know that this book, the earliest codex, was compiled in the like around 350. So it would have been compiled at least 250 years before the Quran was even revealed. So these people had a book, they had a codex, they had it, and the Quran acknowledged it by saying these are the people of the book, the Jews and the Christians. So what the Jews and the Christians had was actually compiled in a book. The Torah and the Injil, the Gospels, was all compiled within a book. This is what your Quran says. This is why it calls us the people of the book. It don't call us the people of separate books, or this book got a this book, or these got this books. Yeah, it says that we have different scriptures, but when it talks to about us collectively, it calls us the people of the book, because this book was already compiled by the 7th century and transmitted, right? And if you want to get a little bit even more technical, even in the Quran and the Hadiths, it says that the Negus king, the Ethiopian king, Muslims sought out refuge over there from them, and they gave them refuge. So when we look back in history, what Ethiopia had in the 7th century, they had 88 books, I believe, but it was all one book. They had these books. It's called the Garima Gospels, but it is the same as Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, the Torah, the Injil, the Daniel, Luke. All of these was in this book.
Yeah, I mean, those books were there. I'm sure there was probably more books than you guys have now. You know, this is before the Protestant Reformation, right? So, but remember, from the Quran's point of view, and if you look at the scholar, this Gabriel Reynolds, I think he said that the Quran is not interacting with the Christian canon as you have it today. The Quran doesn't really care, and it's just from the vantage point. It doesn't care about the Christian canon. It is dealing across the board with any material that is there. Like, I'll just give
Okay,
you a
well
very
then that could
simple
be
example.
that could be any Gnostic text, the infancy
Yeah.
gospel of Thomas, the
Yep.
the
Yep.
all these other Gnostic texts. So how come you're gonna say that it's talking about, most Muslims say it's talking about what you have, the Christians? You don't know that, because if it's interacting possibly with all these other literature and all these other books, then you can't definitively say that it's not what we have that the Quran is talking about. Because if the Quran is making corrections, it could possibly be making corrections and trying to steer the course back to what we originally have, and is refuting these Gnostic texts.
Yeah, no, you're right, word. But remember, like the infancy gospel is not part of the canon, right? You don't,
Exactly.
right? The Gospel of Thomas is not part of the canon, but you have to look at it from this way. From the Quran's perspective, certain truths were provided by God. Those truths, right, were written down in various places, here, there, along with potentially things that it didn't agree with. So the fact that the infancy, that it refers to something that happens to be found in the infancy gospel, does not mean that, oh, we consider it apocryphal and so the Quran is wrong but to refer to it. No, from the Quran's perspective, from the Quran's paradigm, it is going to, it will acknowledge that there is truth found in various places. And it is saying yes to those truths. It is saying no to what it considers to be incorrect.
Okay,
That's
so
the
what gives
academic.
the Quran the authority to look back at books possibly it doesn't even know about or don't care about and say these are the correct and these are wrong? What gives the Quran the authority to do that?
Right. Good question. So from the Quran's paradigm, it is the muhammadan, right? It presents
It's the
itself as
guardian.
this.
Yeah.
It's the guardian, it's the overseer. So it comes in with this idea that, look, this is the truth we are displaying, and we are correcting what came before. So we are correcting that, and so that you will come back to what was the original way that should have happened,
But what gives
right?
it the
Even
authority?
up to,
What gives it the authority to
well,
do so?
Well, just as you believe that, the Bible has authority and God gave authority to the Bible, from the Quran's paradigm and Islam's paradigm, God gave the authority and had a prophet, and he came with a message.
Okay, so you're
This
using
this
another
is the
circular.
academic.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. It's a circular argument. It's a presupposition. That's all baked into this, that you think that that the Muslims and the Quran has the authority upon these other scriptures to tell them what's true and what's false, when they don't. They just have a viewpoint, a vantage point, like you said. Just because it claims these things, that doesn't mean that it actually has the authority to do so. What gives your
Yeah. So
prophet more? What gives your prophet more authority to look back upon history and tell them that's in history, no, that's not the correct text. That's wrong in your text. You don't know what you have. They have been corrupted. It's all just a circular presuppositional argument from the Quran's perspective. And I personally would say that the Quran author didn't know exactly what he was dealing with. So he just took an amalgamation of all of these texts, like you said, that he could have been dealing with, and wrote them into your Quran that he believed it should be. That's not no authority. It doesn't that doesn't give them the right to do so. When these people know these authors, know what was revealed, and know what they was holding on to and been reading for 600 to 700 years before your Quran came. It's just a
yeah.
baseless
So
claim, and like you're just
you know,
throwing stuff at the wall and see if it sticks.
no. I like having the right to do so and doing so are two different things, right? Like the New Testament authors wrote numerous books, and they have a theology built around Jesus being God and one of the of three in the Trinity. But the Jews say, well, no, we don't believe that. That's what are you talking about?
Which Jews? You got to
This is not.
clarify which Jews, because we know that the earlier followers of Christianity, the earlier followers of Jesus were Jewish. So you got to actually say which Jews. Are you talking about the after the Second Temple Jews, the Pharisees that end up coming and being Orthodox Judaism around that time in the 2nd century, because they seen how vast and fast Christianity was going? So they actually changed their interpretation of the text to actually go against what the Christians were saying. If you're talking about that Jews, then yeah. But if you're talking about the original Jews believed in the Messiah, and they knew the Old Testament scriptures, and they knew that Jesus was going to come, and they followed him. So which Jews are you talking about?
Yeah, yeah, I agree with everything you said. There were some Jews at the time after Jesus departed the scene, without arguing which way he departed or all that. But when he had left the scene, there were some Jews who followed him, James and and that side, and there were some Jews who rejected him. So we're stuck in the similar circle. I think we're agreeing at the end of the day, we're basically at the point where we're saying that, okay, we have to look at the evidence, we have to look at the claims being made, and then decide for ourselves whether those
Right.
claims
So
are valid or
I
not.
I think you as a Muslim should be able to align yourself to what you believe in, right? Because these Jews that you appeal to that deny Christ, they don't believe he's the Messiah. But they don't believe he was born of a virgin. But you, as a Muslim, you do. So your views should be lined up more with what Christianity saying, because you actually believe in Jesus and you actually believe that he's the Messiah. So let's leave these Jews out of it that is not authoritative upon me or you.
Yeah, I'm just the only reason I mentioned that is just because you stated that, well, what gives the Quran the authority to do this? Because, and you have a valid point there, because Islam and the Prophet came 600 years after the event, right? So if you're at that point and you're looking ahead 600 years and you're saying, well, what is this? What gives you the authority for this? I'm just making the point that the Jews are looking ahead at you, right?
Can we talk about the authority of the Quran? You are presupposing a huge chunk and crediting it to Allah as if the Quran is written by Allah, but not looking into the character of Muhammad and the whole thing before you come to the conclusion that it's from Allah. Because there is no eyewitnesses, it's just somebody coming out of the cave and claiming that is from Allah. So let's put that Quran on the test as well, as you're just doing the Bible.
Well, I never said that you shouldn't put the Quran to the test.
And that's what we've been doing this whole time. Is putting the Quran to the test.
Yeah, I just came forward to tell you that you have to step out of the theological shoes, because you won't make progress that way. There's
it's kind of hard to do so when we're talking about. Hold on, reliable. That's kind of hard to do so when we're talking about theology in these books or theological books. I understand that you say we have to do academia, and when we do that, we see that the Christianity lines up with academia as far as history and evidence goes. As far as the Quran, is just make baseless claims. Just like you, which scriptures was the Quran confirming? When it says we confirm these scriptures before it, what scriptures are those?
Well, it's telling the audience that it's addressing this to at the time that that this Quran is this deen, this religion, this Quran is among the chain of books that have been revealed before it, and it's simply telling them that the books before it uh, in order to align with those books, in order to tell the people around there that we're not something new. This is not something new.
Exactly.
These are the same prophets that you have heard of, and it is identifying that to that
So
audience.
which books are these? Which books?
Well, it's stated in the Quran, and you know that just as well. It's saying that it's telling the audience we gave Jesus the Injil, and we gave Prophet Musa the Torah, and we gave David the Zabur, and it's telling them that look, this is what's happened in the past.
But
And
what
then it's
books?
telling them,
But what books? A lot of the a lot of these other books, like even the Talmud, all of these books came before the Quran. All of these Gnostic gospels came before the Quran. Which books is the Quran talking about?
well, it's mentioned 3 specific books, but from what I can see, it's talking about things beyond those 3 books. It's correcting things, even, to be honest with you, it's actually even correcting the Nicene Creed. If you have a
Correcting on
look
what
at,
basis? You need to tell correcting on what basis?
Like,
Because if you look at the Quran, it has made a historical blenders because a lot of the details are very different from any other sources that historically are evident.
right.
yeah, I'm
All I
trying to
want to know.
state,
Okay, Tamor. I'm sorry.
yeah.
What can you verify your religion was coming outside of your book? And what scriptures would you use to verify that? Like you said, the Quran in Islam didn't come out of nowhere. What books that's authoritative enough that you can go to and say, hey, this is our religion was to come?
Well, the Quran, I believe in the Quran because of the Quran and the material that is around, revealed, right? Like I don't go to the Bible, like I should not be going to the Bible in order to find my evidence for the Quran, right? If
But the
the
Quran
But
says
that's
Quran,
what
to
you're
you, the
but
Quran
hold on.
says to you, go to the
Yeah.
Bible.
But you just said that this was the Quran was coming, that it was dealing with all of these other scriptures to let them know that it didn't come out of nowhere. Basically, it's history. So what scriptures would you use to verify the coming of your religion itself? How would you do that?
well, ultimately, I have to look at the Quran itself, the life of the Prophet,
No,
the
I'm
claims that
outside of
he.
your religion. Outside of your religion. Because
Oh,
your
like
book, then, I mean, like you said this out of your own lips. It didn't come out of nowhere. It has a lineage back. It has a connection back to the previous scriptures, all the way, let's just say, to Moses. It has this, it establishes this. So how would you
yeah.
prove this without using your Quran?
How would I prove that? I'm not. Sorry, I'm just not getting the question. Like, what am I asked? What are you
Okay,
asking me to
did
prove?
Islam start with Muhammad in the Quran?
Yes, the Deen of Islam started with the revelation given to
Oh,
the
okay.
Prophet.
So that
Yes.
means that Moses wasn't a Muslim, Isa wasn't a Muslim, Adam wasn't a Muslim.
Well, when the Quran says that they were, when the Quran terms them as Muslims, they it terms them as Muslims based on the definition of Muslim, right? They did
Retroactively.
not follow.
So it's using a
Well, it's talking about
retroactively.
people.
The retroactively, it's looking back and casting them under umbrella, even though you cannot substantiate through a scripture, through actually authentic scripture to these prophets that they were Muslim. That's a fallacy. That's not how you do things. You don't just retroactively go back and then cast the umbrella, a wide net of umbrella around people who you think fits the description of being a Muslim. That doesn't work.
again, you're not looking at it from the paradigm of the Quran.
I
From
don't.
the
That's what I'm.
you have to put on.
That's what I'm saying.
Why should
I'm
we look
not.
at
I'm looking at it.
the
I'm looking at it. I'm asking you outside of your Quran, because your Quran says it is the final revelation of previous revelations, and it also confirms these previous scriptures, which means that your Quran is in line with these previous scriptures and have a history within the scriptures outside of itself. And it talks about Moses, Adam, and Jesus and David and all of these people that was given scripture before it. So if you cannot look outside of your religion and verify that your religion was actually in the succession or progression of these previous scriptures in Revelation, then you have nothing to stand on historically to say that Islam was to come, and it didn't just appear because a Saudi Arabian man came running out of a cave and said he got revelation.
Yeah, so I'm trying to understand the point you're making. Like, how would you then respond to that from your paradigm? Because then I can see how maybe the element that I'm missing. So from the point of view of, say, an author like Matthew writing, I don't know, where was he, in Antioch or Rome or somewhere, what gave him the authority to write this material?
Because
This is
we
a
hold on. I'm sorry, Reliable. I'm not trying to hog the
I'm
mic. I
sorry,
swear,
can I say
because I
something?
gotta get off in a minute. So I'm trying to wrap this up. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry.
yeah,
I'm not
it's
being
getting
rude,
kind of
Reliable. I'm not. So forgive me, brother, if it seems that way. But I'm trying to get to the root. I'm trying to get to the root of this. The reason why I don't have to do this is because our Bible never mentions previous scriptures. Our Bible encapsulate its history and everything within its own text. The Quran, on the other hand, makes a claim that it is in a progression or a final revelation of these said previous scriptures. If the Bible leaned upon like the Hindu text and said that it is a revelation coming off of the Hindu text, then yeah, you might have a point. But the Bible never mentions any other scriptures outside of itself. The New Testament depends upon the Old Testament, and the Old Testament is the history of the New Testament, and everything that we have relies upon itself inside of itself. It doesn't make any claims outside of what the scriptures have that we have today. That's it. I don't
right.
have
No,
to make
I
that.
understand your point,
Yeah,
Word,
I
but
don't have to make
you're
that
in this.
connection. You do, because the
But
Quran says that it is a progression from these previous scriptures. The Bible doesn't. The Bible doesn't mention the Quran. It doesn't mention the Vedas. It doesn't mention anything outside of itself. So I don't have that problem.
well, the thing is, from my perspective, you're sort of in the same circle, right? Because again, from the Hebrew Bible perspective, they would say, "What are you doing, slapping a book on to the end of our book?" And then you would say, "Well, no, our book actually is a continuation of your book." So, so it's the same thing,
No,
right?
it's
The
not.
Quran is saying, I know you're saying no, it's not. I mean, that's what your theological belief is. But from the Jewish perspective, they're saying the same thing to you as you are saying to me.
Okay, once again, you're bringing in these arbitrary Jews that's not authoritative on me or you. Okay, now the thing is, our book, we say that it is a revelation through Jesus Christ, because all of that is foretelling the fulfillment of the prophecy from the Old Testament. And we can see and glean back. What we don't do is look back and just say the Old Testament is corrupt, is lost. We don't know, have no idea what it is. So there's no way we can do that and still have legs to stand on. Where the Muslims cut their legs off is that they claim that they are fulfillment of both of these texts, or all three of these texts, but also say we can't find them, or they're corrupted. We don't do that with the Old Testament. Now, the Jews and the Christians, we might have a disagreement upon the interpretation of what the Old Testament is, and we still have Jewish people that actually is messianic, that believe in the Messiah and the fulfillment of these scriptures that we have. So it just depends on the interpretation. But the thing is, we never go back and look at the Old Testament and say, no, Moses never said that. Moses never existed. Oh, Moses scriptures are corrupt, or Daniel scriptures are corrupt. We don't do that. We don't cut our nose off to save our face, just like the Muslims do. The Muslims, y'all put
No,
yourself in this predicament by denying what the previous scriptures are, and they're authentic upon you. If you as Muslims would just say, okay, y'all have the scriptures, but y'all interpreting them wrong, then you will have a point. But y'all don't do that. Y'all deny them pretty much altogether, and you go to them and you cherry pick and think, oh, I could cherry pick this align with Islam. I could get this align with Islam. I can use that. That's not what Christians do with the Old Testament.
yeah, okay, no, I understand your point. I think you're kind of looking back on the Old Testament and saying that you align with it and it's a natural continuation. The point I'm trying to make is that the Jews, like for example, a guy like Tovia Singer, he would say, well, I don't believe in Jesus, and I don't believe that our book actually prophesizes Jesus. I'm just being factual. I'm not making any theological claim.
Yeah.
So from their point of view, you are the outsider, you are the one interpreting their text wrong, and you are the ones that have no leg to stand on.
And he would
And
also
those are the
deny,
exact,
Islam and Muhammad
of
too.
course.
Okay, but the thing is, he also would deny Jesus as the Messiah, which you don't agree with. So Tova Singer is not authority upon any of us. So I don't care what Singer have to say about anything. If anything, we have
No, that's fine.
evidence that go back and look at the Targums, the Aramaic interpretations of the Old Testament, and it aligns perfectly with what Christians believe today, as far as the nature of God, how God was going to come down, how the second temple and all of this stuff was going to be destroyed. We can do this, and we can look back in history and look into their sages' writings as far as the Targums and say, no, y'all are interpreting them wrong, and y'all are reforming Judaism just to combat what the Christians got to say. And this is evidence that we can go back and reference these. You, on the other hand, you have no evidence because you don't know what the previous scriptures are even is. You don't even know, and you don't deem them authoritative upon you. We believe that as Christians that it is authoritative upon us. It is the history. We can go back and read it. We can go back and read the Targums and see what the earlier Jews had to say, and we can identify that Tovia Singer and the Orthodox Jewish today are actually going against their own scripture just because they don't believe Jesus is the Messiah. It also, we could go back and look at prophecy that says that the Jewish people that was hard-headed would do this. They're fulfilling prophecy by denying us our right to what we have in the scriptures. You don't. You don't have nothing. You provide zero evidence and point of views and presupposition baked in circular arguments to try to actually refute Christianity. That's not how it goes.
Yeah, okay. No, I understand your point. I think we're probably going in a bit of a circle here. It's probably good to end it off. I had a good discussion. I enjoyed it.
For sure, man. You be good, man. You
Yeah,
you come back and
yeah,
talk to us though. I'll give you a follow.
yeah. We'll do.
All right, bro. God
Thanks, bro.
bless you.
Yeah, nice chatting with you. You
Mm-hmm.
too. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye. All right, all right, all right. I think Big Bully was asleep, so I'm gonna drop him. Hey, Life, you up? I think Life might be asleep. Dude wasn't bad to talk to though. I wasn't just gonna let him just, make all these presuppositions and stuff, you know. But it is what it is. I'm not rising Nobody else. I'm about to go to bed, bro. It's 2 o'clock, man. My wife already looking upside my head, dog. Brother James, what's up? God bless you. What's up, Con? Overpack says, I let him get away with a lot of false claims. It's the bigger discussion. If I sit up here and chase every rabbit hole that he throws out, we're not going to get to the point. Some people got to realize that there's a bigger mission than just refuting every little bit of claim. You can refute a claim by refuting the initial point. Then people can actually track back what he was saying and would see that he was wrong. I don't have to address every single little point he made, then we won't get nowhere. I was trying not to let him detract from the initial point. We got to stay focused. You can't chase every rabbit down a hole with a fluffy tail. You can't do it, or you won't get nowhere. I know he was talking, wasn't saying right things. I'm not that crazy to just let him, but there's a bigger point to have. You can't fight every little battle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I let him get away with some things, but he didn't get away with the bigger point. And if I refute the bigger point, then you can know all of the rest of the stuff that he was saying was absolute rubbish. You know what I mean?
We believe.
Yeah, they can believe all they want, but I'm not fit to track every little point. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fit to do that. When you're dealing with people like that, you can't let the sophistry get you and let every little red herring you fall, every little red herring. That's not what we're here for. I'm defeating the bigger point that you address, and we're going to address that. You know what I'm saying, Life?
Yeah, man. They don't got proof. That's what happened when you don't got proof, man. Valid proof. When you gotta deny everything, man. You don't got valid proof. You gotta start asking irrelevant questions over and over and over.
We believe.
We believe. That's all they got is they belief.
I thought you had fell asleep on me, Life.
Nah. Oh man, I can't believe it, bro.
Okay.
Who is this?
Overpack being overcritical, bro. Sometimes you gotta let people talk to hang themselves. When someone is not based on factual things, you let them talk, bro. And then you remember the key points and you refute those. They're gonna hang themselves either way it go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I admit I let them get away with some things so the bigger point won't be missed.
Mm-hmm.
They will hang themselves if you let them talk. That's why I let them do that. I'm not just to chase every little trail, bro. It's not how it goes. You think in debates people don't get away with stuff? Of course they do. But if you hold them to what the debate topic is and you refute that, because if you don't, then you just you up here talking for nothing. That's what it is. So Overpack, if you want to do this, open up your live and talk to people and refute every little point and see how far you get to actually a conclusion. Do that. All right, Life. I'm gonna hop off, bro. Because I believe it's time to go to bed.
I believe.
I believe it's time to go to bed.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, if it's time to go to bed for you, man, I believe I'm gonna close the line.
Oh
I believe
man.
it's time to close the line, bro.
Yeah, man. Nah, but I appreciate you for having me, life, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's all good. It's all good.
Always love
I
cooking with you.
might take one more caller.
I think he might be a Christian, but God bless y'all, man. God bless y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here. TikTok. See y'all.
God bless you. Word. God bless.
Out of here. TikTok. See
God
y'all.
bless you. Word. God bless.
Hello, everyone. Hi, brother.
All right, YouTube. I'm about to hop off, man.
How's it
God
going,
bless
man?
y'all.
You a Christian or Muslim?
Good night.
I'm an ex-Muslim from Iraq.
I don't know if it's morning or night. I gotta go. He's keep that on. He's life about to close down anyway. So good morning or good night. Where you at? You know what I'm saying? Sailor, I want to see you debate, Sailor. I do. You need to get a TikTok so you can come on TikTok and I'm gonna put you on my panel and I want to see you go crazy. I want to see it, Sailor. I want to see you give them that work. Don't let them go. I want to see it. Dang, I get hot pillows again. Dang, Sailor. You tough, man. I ain't gonna lie. She's a tough critic, bro. Harvest Noel, get a TikTok. I'll put you on the panel. Let y'all go at it. I'll let you go at it. Since Sailor be wanting to go at the women, y'all do that. I got you. I got you. That's a bet. I said, okay, I want to see you have a TikTok by Monday. I want to see you have a TikTok by Monday. What? China have us blocked? What do you mean? Nah, you won't get banned. You might get banned, but you'll get it back. You learn to evolve. You learn to evolve. You know, you'll get it back. Nah, come on over. I think you on TikTok. No, you. Oh no, you ain't. Maybe. All right, I'm out of here. No, I'ma hold you to it. I'ma hold you. God bless y'all, man. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the likes. Make sure everybody hit the like button. In the name of the Father and Son, Holy Spirit. Oh, you TikTok is blocked. Oh, well, Sailor. I'll see if I can do it on YouTube every once in a while. But God bless y'all, man. I'm out of here. Peace.